Attention Social Security and SSI recipients. If you did not receive an economic impact payment for your eligible spouse or dependents, you may need to file a 2020 tax return with the IRS and claim the Recovery Rebate Credit. Go to ssa.gov/EIP to see if you need to file a tax return and if eligible for other refundable tax credits, like the child tax credit. That's ssa.gov/EIP. Produced at U.S. taxpayer expense.
Hello, I'm a unicorn. Yes, one of those. Everyone's trying to find me, but most can't, unless there's ZipRecruiter. If you've hired before, you understand it's quite hard to find a unicorn. You know, someone who's perfect for your role. So how does ZipRecruiter do it so quickly? ZipRecruiter's technology matches your job up with the right people for your role and invites them to apply, so you get brilliant candidates fast.
Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/trial. That's ZipRecruiter.com/trial.
People sometimes may wonder why they need a big law firm after their injury. Name one small insurance company. Couldn't think of one, could you? Didn't think so. Most insurance companies are big, really big. They have thousands of lawyers. Imagine it's a beautiful day, sun is shining, birds singing. You're on your way to work, and then bam, your whole life changes in that second. Forever. You're injured, and now you have to fight for justice or live your life in pain. Let me give you some straight talk. Your opponent is not the driver of the car that hit you. It's their insurance company. When you're fighting to get what you deserve, it's go big or go home. We are big for a reason, which is why we've recovered over $9 billion for our clients. Over $1 billion in one case alone. When it comes to law, size matters. We're America's largest injury law firm, Morgan & Morgan. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Are you suffering from knee, ankle, shoulder, back, or neck pain? It may be osteoarthritis or degenerative joint disease, a common cause of chronic joint pain. Join Nick Gannam from Physicians Rehabilitation every Saturday morning at 6 a.m. and learn major advancements in how you can treat these painful conditions. You'll learn how new treatments can provide immediate pain relief without any surgery, utilizing viscose supplementation and cutting-edge stem cell treatment. Tune in this Saturday morning at 6 or call their office at 687-2165 and online at physiciansrehab.com.
92.5 WFSX Estero. It's 6 o'clock on Southwest Florida's news and talk station, 92.5 Fox News.
Trump. I'm Chris Foster. Fox News. Former President Trump announces a new website to share his thoughts and solicit donations for his political action committees. Supporters can share the post on social media. The former president, for the moment, is still banned from doing that.
It's going to be www.donaldjtrump.com/desk. And this is a chance to have comments and images and other posts by the former president. And by the way, this is all happening just before Facebook decides if they're going to permanently ban him from that platform and Instagram.
Fox's Kevin Corke. The Facebook board's decision is expected to be announced sometime this morning. 70% by the 4th of July. That's President Biden's goal for adult Americans getting at least their first coronavirus vaccine shot.
You'll soon be able to get vaccinated without an appointment at the vast majority of our 40,000 pharmacy locations across the country.
56% of American adults have had at least one shot now, according to the Centers for Disease Control, with 41% fully vaccinated. That's 32% of the total American population. Americans aren't making as many babies.
In 2020, the U.S. saw the largest one-year decrease of babies born in nearly 50 years. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention has put out a report that says 3.6 million babies were born in the U.S. last year. That shows the birth rate dropped 4% compared to the year before.
Fox's Jill Nato. People are rescued from a flooded apartment building in Birmingham, Alabama.
Firefighters had to hand over life jackets and help residents here hop into a boat along with their pets and whatever they could carry to get to higher ground.
You know that we have brought out 13 people by boat so far.
Many people got out before their first floor apartments filled with water as Shades Creek rose. It has happened multiple times at this apartment complex before, as recently as February 2020.
That's Cassie Fambro with Fox 6 News in Alabama. America's listening to Fox News.
This update is presented by Johnston Spinal Care, the leader in spinal decompression. Find them online at 596back.com.
Wink News. Traffic.
traffic in Estero is getting busier on Corkscrew Road eastbound to the interstate. Also a delay southbound on Old 41 to East Terry Street. We still look great on Bonita Beach Road between the interstate and 41. Wiggins Pass is slowing starting west of 41 to Vanderbilt Drive. That trip to the minute traffic, I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Drive the lefties at work crazy with the facts. Get up to speed. Mornings with Drew Steele. 92.5 Fox News. Right. All along.
Your home is more important now than ever before. So when your air conditioner needs maintenance, repair, or replacing, Conditioned Air wants to be your first and only call. The Florida weather can be challenging. When you have a cooling issue, our team is here to resolve it quickly and efficiently. You can be assured of honesty, respect, and our desire to exceed your expectations every single time, and we've been doing that since 1962. Conditioned Air, 1-888-COLD-AIR, or online at conditionedair.com. License number CAC 1819590.
When it comes to weather forecasting here in Southwest Florida, accuracy matters.
Meteorologist Matt Devitt told you when this storm would hit.
Reliability matters.
Chief Meteorologist Matt Devitt is tracking this powerful storm.
Experience matters.
Just had a huge surge come in from the Atlantic.
Trust Matt Devitt.
Bring that umbrella. Look at all the rain.
Wink News Chief Meteorologist Matt Devitt. Weeknights on Wink News, the Weather Authority.
I'm going to have to go out and find a partner after this pandemic is over. My goodness.
Fashion-forward Carson Kressley.
My great-grandma made it. My grandma made it. My mom makes it.
Cooking up hearty farm food.
I can't believe I've never heard of this dish. It's amazing.
Plus,
it's so easy and so delicious.
Any night is a good night for
taco night.
Next, Rachel.
Rachel Ray, this morning at 11 on WXCW.
This Mother's Day may feel a little bit different, and it should. We've been through a lot over the past year. So this Mother's Day, show the women in your life just how much you care with a gift from Naples Soap. They have a large selection of gift sets that are wrapped and ready to go. Or shop online and ship your gifts to anywhere in the U.S. by visiting naplessoap.com. Pamper your mom this Mother's Day with a gift from Naples Soap Company. naplessoap.com.
Hey, it's Drew Steele, and we've got my friend Dave Meister, owner of the Floor Meisters in Naples, on the phone. And Dave, I got to tell you, the selection of floor coverings of Floor Meisters, unbelievable, fantastic. I've seen it myself, and the choices are there. But what we really want to talk about today is this Dream Weaver line of carpets. Talk about it.
I'll tell you what, Drew, this is the hottest thing since 5-buckle overshoes. We're just selling the heck out of it. Comes in 9 different patterns. 12 colors to a pattern. It has 8 warranties, and it even includes steps. The stain warranty will take care of wine, mud, and even pet accidents. So this is perfect for Jake.
Yeah, perfect for Jake, and perfect for me, and perfect for you, too. If you haven't been to the Floor Meisters, really owe it to yourself to visit their store, see their selection of Dreamweaver carpets. It's there at 6281 Naples Boulevard, next to Costco. And whether it's carpet, tile, laminate, or hardwood flooring, they have it all. So give them a call today at 239-596-4964 or on the web at floormeisters.com.
Indeed believes less is more. That's why they have powerful tools to help you source, screen, and hire quality people faster. Learn more at Indeed.com/credit.
People say they don't like going to the dentist, but what they mean is they don't like the discomfort. Dr. Alan Rembos at smilesbyrembos.com understands. Dr. Rembos uses computerized anesthetic delivery, resulting in 50% fewer injections. And Dr. Rembos places and restores implants, eliminating delays, additional costs, and no running around. New patients and emergencies usually seen within 24 hours. Cosmetic treatment often completed in 1 to 2 weeks. Read the reviews at smilesbyrembos.com. Offices in Marco, Naples, Sanibel, and Fort Myers.
From 92.5 Fox News.
It's the stuff Southwest Florida is talking about.
It's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live in Southwest Florida. Drew Steele.
Hey, hello, everybody. Good morning. Good morning, Southwest Florida. Glad you're here. Thank you for starting your day off with this very show right here to which I speak to you. I appreciate that. 239-479-5592 is the talk and text line. Streaming live at drewsteele.com. Steele has 3 E's. Go there to the website. And like I said, it's mobile friendly. If you do it on your phone, you go there. You can watch the program right from your phone. Real easy, 1 click. Same thing with your smart device, your computer. And if you're on Facebook and you want to be there, that's fine. At Drew Steele Radio, you can go there as well. All right, a couple of things that are coming up this morning. You know, Jordan Peterson was speaking truth yesterday, as he usually does. And he was on with Tucker Carlson and talking about truth and how important it is now more than ever. Well, I guess it's always been important, but certainly how you've got to speak to truth, not a truth, the truth, not your truth, the truth. And if you can't be bold in your decisions when it comes to the truth, then really we have no integrity whatsoever. And as a society, that's where your confidence should lie. It's really simple, right? If you speak to the truth and you're commenting on the truth and you know what is truth, and then your life revolves around the decisions you make that have to do with the truth, then you win, period, full stop. And how it seems more and more that that is not listened to enough. And I'm going to play that audio from Jordan Peterson if you missed it yesterday. It's like 2 minutes long, but it's really worth every second for you to hear. And then understanding that on the other side of that comes the power behind the truth. The fact that you do have power and the things that you talk about and the things that you decide to do. You have to go there and step into it boldly and confidently, especially if you're a business who really wants to be bold and say, look, in my business here, whatever that is in Southwest Florida, or anywhere across the country, that there are times and places where you can talk about the issues you have and the comments you want to make about social issues and the wokeness and social justice. But my business needs to continue to run. Just don't do it on business time. You can have the opinions, but let's try to focus here because we're losing focus in the business. And there was one company called Basecamp, and I don't know if you know about this story, but one owner decided to step up and say just that. Hey, can we just keep the social stuff, the social construct that you have created and the things that are going on and the identity politics and everything? Can you just keep that as a minimum within our walls because we have a business to conduct and it's getting too distracting? And how a third of the employees decided to quit after that. And then today we come to find out, and this was a couple of days ago, then we come to find out this morning that the owner has apologized. You can't do that. If you are steeped in truth, if your decisions are based in truth, if your decisions are based and your life revolves around that, then you should solidly sit in that position and not move. And why would you do it? Because the woke now has discovered that they have power. Because there are certain individuals who continue to give it to them. As long as they're not given that power, they don't have it. It's like, how many times have we and other people talked about this idea that you've only lost the fight if you say, yeah, hello, I'm going home. See ya. If you don't go home, if you don't give up, if you're telling everybody, look, 2022 is around the corner. I understand there were election integrity issues with the 2020 election. I know that there are people that still have questions about what's happening with the audits in Arizona, what's happening with the numbers in certain states in Georgia, that there are still questions about some of the things that happened there. The fact of mail-in ballots by the tons going out and the changes that happened at the last minute due to COVID and how it was very extraordinary what was going on in the 2020 election season that led to some interesting decisions and some interesting outcomes that we still would like answers to, that we still don't have answers to. Understanding that happened. But if you say, forget it, all elections are the same. They're all rigged. Every single one of them is rigged, and we're always going to lose, and there's no way we're going to win, and that's the end of that. If you do that, then you will lose. Then you will be the person that will be sitting back and scratching your head, or even sitting back and going, see, I told you. Because you're not showing up. Because you're admitting defeat. Well, what can we do, Drew? You saw what happened. You saw what they did to us. I know giving up is not the answer. I know you don't just pack up and say, yeah, never mind, it's not worth it. So we're going to get into details of what he said and this story. And again, how this all plays out. It's an important issue that we all continue to contend with. But you have more power than you give yourself credit. You really do. Especially locally. And we've seen it. Local. How important is that? All right. Some other stories as well is Joe Biden yesterday. If you didn't have a chance to hear some of the Biden comments talking about the vaccine, and there's a whole lot of talk about what's been going on. And I guess there is with the bill on infrastructure and there's some things that are the president seems to be wanting to slip into some of these bills, these infrastructure bills, the trillions of dollars that are looking to be spent on all of this, when it's very easy to ask very simple questions when it comes to trillions on infrastructure, which is, can you show us where the problems are? Can you actually point it out? Can we do an accounting of where these things are so we can see if it's maybe more in the billions and less in the trillions? Or are we just supposed to run with it because we continue to talk about the crumbling infrastructure where nobody's been able to point it out? And as a matter of fact, many people have written articles quite the contrary, that we are not a crumbling infrastructure country. It's a little dramatic. Things that need to be cleaned up, things that need to be fixed, yeah. But in the trillions of dollars and we're crumbling? Yeah, we're not crumbling. Not even by world standards are we crumbling. That's just a fact. And then the fact that Mitch McConnell is talking about, hey, listen, we're not going to get senators on board. We're not going to get the Republicans on board with $4 trillion worth of spending. Okay. I don't like the premise there. When Senator McConnell talks about that, hey, is there a number that you could look at that you'd say you would agree to? Because I don't like that either. When he says we're not going to spend $4 trillion, we're not going to agree to $4 trillion. You're going to agree to $2 trillion? Yeah, $2 trillion sounds good. No. That doesn't sound good either. Just this weird position that some politicians put us in. That thing that we've talked about in the past where you have someone that'll say, I'll sell you this broken iPhone for $200. $200, it's broken. The screen is smashed on it. I might give you $50 for it. Okay, I'll take it. Knowing that you weren't even going to pay 20 for it. You weren't even going to ask 20 for it. As a matter of fact, I don't even know if it's worth 20, but you're giving me 50. So that's cool. How many times has that happened? Like, it happens every day. But we're not doing that in politics, sorry. So Joe Biden, as he's talking about the latest with the coronavirus and vaccines, and he's talking about the COVID-19 response, and he's giving us an update on the state of vaccines and what has been happening from the White House. It's amazing that a president could have such a challenge with the English language. It's just scary. How scary? I don't know. Here's your morning cup of Joe.
Sit back with your morning cup of Joe.
Not a joke. Americans have a vaccination site about as close as their house is near to a neighborhood school. We're also going to slip vaccines directly to pediatricians, ship them to pediatricians during the following weeks.
Okay. No, we're going to ship them. We're not slipping them to them. So we're going to slip vaccines to pediatricians. So there you go. So Joe Biden saying we're going to slip them. We're going to slip vaccines directly to them. Is that like under the table kind of thing? Is that where you got a guy with a big trench coat going, hey, I got some vaccines here for you. How would you like a vaccine? Look at this. Look at this side of the vaccine. Look at this side of my vest. Look at this side of my vest. A little strange. But listen, there's an easy website to go to. It's very simple to understand.
Let me repeat. We're going to make it easier than ever to get vaccinated. Visit vaccines.gov, vaccines.com, or text your zip code to...
Oh, my gosh. Okay. So what is vaccine.gum? Do they do .gums now? I always knew that you can get custom domains, right? Can you do .gum? Vaccine.gum? I didn't know there. Maybe is there a vaccine? Is there a gum vaccine? What am I missing? So not only are you going to slip some vaccines directly to pediatricians, but we're also going to get that vaccine.gum website going, or whatever it is, or you can text or do something. Hey, what's that newfangled thing? What's that record? Hey, pull up to your record player. Isn't that what he said once? Everybody gather around your record player. Come on now.
Come on, man.
And then, of course, if you've got to think about where they're getting all of these decisions, Joe Biden, and when it comes to the vaccines and what we're doing now and these easy ways to get yourself one, and you can go to the website and we're going to slip them to pediatricians. Of course, it's all under the guidance of the famous CCD.
That's why I'm asking people to continue to follow the CDC guidelines.
It's yeah. I think he meant CCP guidelines, right? Isn't it? It's a CCP guideline. You get it? Virus, China, CCP. Maybe not. All right. So there you go. Joe Biden being as coherent as he typically is.
Judge my physical and mental my physical as well as my mental fitness.
Yeah. Okay. It's just hard to listen to. But there you go. So a little bit from Joe Biden as far as what's happening with the latest with the vaccine for the vid. More than ever, we are confused. But there's another part of this vaccine story, and a serious part of it, getting away from Joe Biden, who it's hard to take him seriously. Pressure mounts to lift patent protections on coronavirus vaccines. This is kind of a big deal and a big story. The Washington Post, the New York Times, Yahoo News, USA Today, everybody's running with this headline. President Joe Biden, faced with surging COVID crisis in India and South America, is under intensifying pressure from the international community and his party's left flank to commit to increasing the vaccine supply by loosening patent and intellectual property protections on coronavirus vaccines. And the pharmaceutical and biotech companies are pushing back. And, so a couple of things about this story that come to mind. Number one, if Donald Trump were president of the United States, and oh man, could we just close our eyes and imagine that for just 1 minute? All right, come back to reality. He's not. So if he were the president of the United States and India was having this uptick and it's awful, and South America, we're hearing about some of the numbers and it's awful, you do realize that if this were Donald Trump's watch right now, it would be genocide. It would be somebody who's sitting back and allowing this to happen, and this is because he hates people of color, and he's some kind of Islamophobia, and it's just awful. And the president of the United States is just sitting in the office, Donald Trump, and he's just loving every minute of this, watching this, and he just feels like ha 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 ha. You do realize that that's exactly how it would be put out there. The Biden administration has a decision to make on this. And it seems like there's a tease of pressure from media outlets and some on the far left because it's the party's left flank, which is so funny because can you imagine you're talking about the left flank of a party that is left flanked? I don't know how much left flanked can you be? If you're a Democrat, you're already flanked left. Where else is there to go? It's like when you're in a hotel room and you're in the queen bed and you're sleeping in the bed with your wife, and your wife is like, listen, you got to move over a little bit. And there's just not enough room in the bed. And you're like, listen, I'm already as far as I can go. And she's like, no, you got to go over further. And you're like, if I go any further, and you hit the ground. I'm not saying that happened in my life or anything like that. It never happens. Well, it happened once, and it was a long story. And we were very far away, and I really hurt myself. But that's not the point. The point is this. That when you're talking about a left flank that wants to increase vaccine supply globally by loosening patents, it's something that I'm not sure you understand maybe how the vaccine is produced or patents themselves. I mean, this is a tricky situation because number one, from everything that I've heard from people in the pharmaceutical and biotech industry, and especially when it comes to these vaccines, they're not exactly easy to make. It's not like you're going to release a patent and in South America or anywhere else in India, they're just going to be like, hey, let's do it. All right, let's ramp it up because we have the facilities. They don't all have the facilities to do it. Not only do they not have the facilities to ramp it up and do this if a patent was released, but they also don't have the materials, what you need to create this. So it's not like you're just going to flip a switch and all of a sudden you're going to be making widgets. It's not like that easy. And many people have said that you're not doing anything to help. You're not going to be growing the amount of vaccines that are out there. It's not that easy. And then on top of that, you're telling pharmaceutical companies, as much as people want to say, big tech, big pharmacy, big pharma, it's evil, big sugar, everything is big, big, big. Big sugar's evil. It's all there. No, not really. Big pharma. Well, hold on a second. So let's just be honest for a second about what this is. So you're asking a pharmaceutical company to spend billions of dollars in research and development over years and years, understanding that in all of this, the only way to get it back is because you do have a patent and you do have intellectual property, and ultimately that's how this is going to be paid back. Your time and your effort in doing all this. And then you're ultimately saying, listen, you're going to have something that the government is going to be able to say, look, you're just going to have to loosen this up or get rid of it completely because, well, we say so. And you're going to do all this work for what? And does it stand to reason that you'll have companies, pharmaceutical companies, biotech companies that are like, we have an opportunity to put a ton of money and a ton of work into this, only to find out that the government is going to come along and say, as far as those patents are concerned, forget that. I mean, logically, doesn't it make sense to think that those companies may not want to put as much effort in the next time? Maybe they would do something smaller and maybe they wouldn't spend as much money or take a longer period of time. Just keep it in the pipeline, which doesn't benefit anybody. So there are more than a few dynamics that go along with just opening up vaccines and saying, let the patents loose, let the intellectual property fly. It's all right. You put all the time and effort and work into it. Look, you gotta let it go. Because, for the betterment of mankind is what, this time. What will it be next time? What will be the answer then? All right, 239-479-5592. Hey, when we come back in just a little bit, did you all hear the paddling story out of Clewiston, the teacher paddling the 6-year-old student? This thing has taken on quite the attention of many people around the country. We come to find out that the community yesterday, apparently, according to Wink News, overwhelmingly supporting the principal accused of paddling a student. This went nationally and viral just a couple of days ago. So we're going to get into that, whether or not you believe in paddling a student or not. The issue of paddling, we'll talk about that. And, hey, good news, everybody. Charlie's back. Charlie Crist made the announcement yesterday. Got to hear some of the audio of not only Charlie Crist making the announcement he's going to run for governor in the state, which is pretty hysterical stuff, and even some of what he said to Wink News and others, but the response of Ron DeSantis yesterday upon hearing the news is amazing, priceless, worth sticking around for. We'll have that coming up on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News, right all along.
This is 92.5 Fox News. 92.5foxnews.com.
This Fox News business report is presented by Sargent's Integrated Pest Solutions Incorporated, providing organic and botanical pest control solutions since 2011.
I'm Maria Bartiromo, and this is the Fox Business Report. Billionaire Bill Gates and wife Melinda announced yesterday they're getting a divorce after 27 years of marriage. And while that news surprised many, what may also surprise some is they reportedly have no prenup. TMZ says court documents show no such financial agreement. More than 4.5 million Americans left the workforce during the pandemic, but a Bank of America analyst note predicts more than half of those workers won't rejoin the labor force until the end of the year. B of A says one reason is fear of catching COVID-19. Former President Trump will find out tomorrow if Facebook has decided to unblock him. The social media giant blocked him the day after the Capitol riots. And a mixed ending on Wall Street, the Dow rose 238 points. I'm Carmen Roberts. That's your Fox Business Report, invested in you.
Only T-Mobile for Business uses unconventional thinking to help businesses realize new possibilities, like our WFX solutions, enabled by our nationwide 5G network that help teams stay connected and productive where work happens. We also provide an award-winning customer experience and first-class benefits with every plan. Get unmatched network support and value without any trade-offs at T-Mobile.com/unconventional. Capable device required. Coverage not available in some areas. Some uses may require certain plan or features. See T-Mobile.com.
Does market turbulence and economic turmoil have you worried about your retirement nest egg? I'm Alfie Townsend. Learn how to navigate these uncertain times. Tune in to Saving the Investor radio show every Saturday at 9 a.m. or visit us at savingtheinvestor.com.
Do you support school choice for families in Southwest Florida? Naples Classical Academy, a Hillsdale College public charter school, opens this fall. NCA is holding a Denim and Diamonds Gala fundraiser on Saturday, May 15th. Guest speaker will be Congressman Madison Cawthorn with a personal message of courage and perseverance. Everyone is invited to support the Academy and have a great time. Enjoy line dancing, the silent auction, a famous Herb's barbecue dinner, and more. Get tickets and info at naplesclassical.org/gala.
It's Mel's Diner for Mother's Day.
We're bringing back good times and great food. Mel's Diner.
This Sunday, Mel celebrates Mom with fabulous Mother's Day specials. How about an eye-opening classic lobster Benedict together with Mel's breakfast potatoes and fresh fruit, $15.99. Pair it with a $5.59 mimosa, and it's a Mother's Day breakfast to remember. Mother's Day lunch and dinner features a spectacular filet mignon, prepared to order together with a succulent lobster tail, served with baked potato and soup or salad, $19.99. Or how about blackened shrimp Alfredo, served with Caesar salad, just $14.99. Every mom gets a special gift, a $5 dining certificate to be used on her next visit. Reservations for 6 or more gladly taken. Mel's does the home cooking and clean up Mother's Day and every day. Happy Mother's Day from Mel's Diner.
When your celebration of life is prepaid in advance, it becomes a gift from you to your family later. Because no one should have to plan for a loss while they're experiencing one. Paying in advance protects your loved ones and gives you the peace of mind you deserve. Let us help you plan every detail with professionalism and compassion. We're Hodges Funeral Home at Naples Memorial Gardens. Find us at dignitymemorial.com.
Introducing our King and Queen Cut prime rib specials, available Friday and Saturday nights at Seed to Table. The King Cut is over 22 ounces of tender Braveheart Angus prime rib with the bone in, served with mashed potatoes, green beans, horseradish, and au jus for $29.99. The Queen Cut is 14 ounces of boneless prime rib with the same delicious sides for $24.99. See you soon at Seed to Table.
Celebrate Mom with diamond stud earrings from Jason and Todd at the Diamond District. Half-carat total diamond weights, $3.95. 1-carat total diamond weights, just $9.85. And beautiful 2-carat total diamond weight stud earrings, only $39.85. At the Diamond District.
Termites are silent destroyers. They can tunnel through homes for years without a peep. Unless you've invited Truly Nolan to chase down and eliminate the problem. Truly Nolan's above and below ground treatments have been keeping homes termite-free for more than 80 years. Matter of fact, we believe our Total Termite Protection Plan is the most effective plan of its kind in the country. When Truly Nolan has termites in their sights, there's no escape. Schedule your free inspection and get $100 off termite control by going to TrulyNolan.com or call 800-GO-TRULY.
At Mr. Sparky, we're America's on-time electrician. As a homeowner, safety is key in finding someone you trust to work on your home's electrical. Don't take chances. Call Mr. Sparky. All Mr. Sparky techs are trained, licensed, insured, and local. We always leave your home safer than we found it. And Mr. Sparky's straightforward pricing means no surprises. We'll get it done right and get it done safely. Independently owned and operated, trained, insured, and local in respective state or county.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-SPARKY.
This Mother's Day may feel a little bit different, and it should. We've been through a lot over the past year. So this Mother's Day, show the women in your life just how much you care with a gift from Naples Soap. They have a large selection of gift sets that are wrapped and ready to go. Or shop online and ship your gifts to anywhere in the U.S. by visiting naplessoap.com. Pamper your mom this Mother's Day with a gift from Naples Soap Company. naplessoap.com.
Wink News traffic.
Fog on Alligator Alley over to the East Coast. There's a travel advisory between mile markers 80 to 51 for some dense fog. Just make sure to use those low beams as you are driving through it. Also, delays in Collier on Immokalee Road to the east of 951. It doesn't last for any longer than about a quarter mile. Still looks great on Immokalee westbound to the interstate from Collier Boulevard. Also, I-75 is starting to get very packed. No surprise you're heading south of Alico Road, as well as delays in Lehigh Acres on Jaguar east to Columbus. That's your up to the minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
And good morning, Southwest Florida. We're starting off the day in the 70s with lots of humidity out there, but heading into this afternoon, right back up into those 90s out there. And when you factor in the humidity, it's going to feel like the triple digits out there. Otherwise, expect a mix of sun and clouds with the potential for an isolated shower or storm later on in the day. I'm Wink News meteorologist Dylan Federico.
Get more than what the internet tells you. Get up to speed on The Drive with Trey Radel. Weekdays 5 to 7. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
It's Kaylee Kobe at Kobe Cooling. It's been almost 5 minutes since you have heard an air conditioning company commercial all day long. Blah, blah, blah. So how do you pick the best? First, only pick a company with NATE certified mechanics. Next, the license holder should also be the owner, not some random license. And you want someone who has stood the test of time. In other words, you want Kobe Cooling.
When you think of air conditioning companies, we hope you'll think of Kobe Cooling. No nonsense and no pressure. We're the company your neighbors use. License CACO 57313. Kobe, the most trusted name in the business since 1949. And now offering Kobe's exclusive brand, the Florida Reserve. Call and ask us about a 10-year guarantee with no hassle warranties.
When it comes to weather forecasting here in Southwest Florida, accuracy matters.
Meteorologist Matt Devitt told you when this storm would hit.
Reliability matters.
Chief Meteorologist Matt Devitt is tracking this powerful storm.
Experience matters.
Just had a huge surge come in from the Atlantic.
Trust Matt Devitt.
Bring that umbrella. Look at all the rain.
Wink News Chief Meteorologist Matt Devitt. Weeknights on Wink News, the Weather Authority.
I'm going to have to go out and find a partner after this pandemic is over. My goodness.
Fashion-forward Carson Kressley.
My great-grandma made it. My grandma made it. My mom makes it.
Cooking up hearty farm food.
I can't believe I've never heard of this dish. It's amazing.
Plus,
it's so easy and so delicious.
Any night is a good night for
taco night.
Next, Rachel.
Rachel Ray, this morning at 11 on WXCW.
Hello, I'm a unicorn. Yes, one of those. Everyone's trying to find me, but most can't, unless they're ZipRecruiter. If you've hired before, you understand it's quite hard to find a unicorn. You know, someone who's perfect for your role. So how does ZipRecruiter do it so quickly? ZipRecruiter's technology matches your job up with the right people for your role and invites them to apply, so you get brilliant candidates fast.
Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/trial. That's ZipRecruiter.com/trial.
Attention Social Security and SSI recipients. If you did not receive an economic impact payment for your eligible spouse or dependents, you may need to file a 2020 tax return with the IRS and claim the recovery rebate credit. Go to ssa.gov/EIP to see if you need to file a tax return and if eligible for other refundable tax credits, like the child tax credit. That's ssa.gov/EIP. Produced at U.S. taxpayer expense.
Water is life in Southwest Florida. It drives our economy from tourism to fishing to boating and quality of life. This is Adam Botana from Baywater Exclusive Boat Club, and we talk water for an hour every weekend on Fox News Radio. We feature guests on water quality, water safety, and water fun, including great boating day trips and tips on fishing. Join us this Saturday at 7 a.m. for the Baywater Exclusive Boat Club Hour with Adam Botana on 92.5 Fox News.
Things seem to get more expensive as the years go by. Take groceries. Prices are up by 36%. And keeping up with your health, that's up too by 54%. But did you know at FPL what you pay for energy has gone down 10% over the last 15 years? And they're not cutting corners either. They're investing in energy that's not just the most reliable or the cleanest, but also the most affordable. See how we're keeping your bill lower than most states at fpl.com/value.
Read the headlines. New car dealers across the country are running out of inventory. They're charging full sticker price or more. Not Sutherland Nissan Fort Myers and Sutherland Nissan Cape Coral. We planned ahead, and our lots are so packed with inventory. We're hosting the Inventory Overload Savings Event this Thursday through Sunday only. Shop the area's best selection of new vehicles. We have it all. New Nissan Rogues, Altimas, Titan trucks, Pathfinders, all trims and colors. And this week only, we'll buy your old car for $500 more than any other written offer. The Inventory Overload Savings Event this Thursday through Sunday only. Nobody has more new Nissans at such big savings. Rush to Sutherland Nissan Fort Myers and the all-new Sutherland Nissan Cape Coral, your used car megastore. Online at flnissan.com. If you don't shop Sutherland, you'll pay too much.
See dealer for details. This is Drew Steele on 92.5 Fox News. Now, back to Daybreak with Drew Steele.
Here's some great news. Next week, the FDA is set to approve the Pfizer shot for kids between the ages of 12 and 15. Parents were like, good, because either way, they were going to summer camp.
Yeah, no, it's not good. All right, so there's Jimmy Fallon, a little joke there on the FDA. Kids vaccine. Vaccines for kids, everybody. Isn't that a good thing? Well, is that a good thing? I mean, you know, we have to start with a serious premise right now. And maybe there's a couple of things that I just want to bring up as I'm listening to some of the commercials. We do listen. That's, you know, the funny thing is a little inside Drew Steele baseball here. By the way, if you're watching, drewsteele.com, the website, we do appreciate it at Drew Steele Radio on Facebook. Thank you so much for watching. You know, a little inside Drew Steele baseball. All of us here in the studio, we listen to the commercials as they're playing and some of the Fox News breaks and the bottom of the hour breaks, and we're listening because there are things that pop up that that we're arguing about off the air, and we need to save it for on the air because some of it gets to be ridiculous. Some I have questions about, and this joke I have a question about. And I want you to help me with this because this is important. I want you to understand that when the FDA is getting ready to approve vaccines for kids, ages 12 to 15, how vulnerable to the virus are our kids? The kids themselves. We're talking about the kids getting the vid. We're concerned about hospitalizations, overwhelming hospitals, and deaths. And in which cases we see in the state of Florida right now, all of these things are going down. They're all going down, everybody. Our hospitals are not overwhelmed. We have therapies and we understand what the vid is and is not. But we still are going under old assumptions or assumptions that are out there that people don't even know. And I asked this question here in the studio, and now I'm asking you to help me. And we'll make a game out of it. Let's have a little bit of fun. 239-479-5592. I want you to call. I wish we had something to even give people. I would even give you something to call just to make this an entertaining segment so that you'll think a little bit about this and then spread this, not like the vid. Oh gosh, I see I know I shouldn't have said spread this. I mean, we're talking about the vid, and I didn't mean spread. I mean, you talk about this with your friends and neighbors. Now here, if you want to help, again, you can text 239-479-5592, or you can call and give me the number. How many individuals, and it's tragic, it's awful, I'm not making light of this, but you need to know the numbers. How many kids between the ages of 0 and 17 have died due to the coronavirus in this country as of this date, as of today? How many between the ages of 0 and 17? Now, remember, we're talking about the FDA approving a vaccine for kids, ages 12 to 15. So I'm just asking, from 0 to 17, how many have died due to the coronavirus? These numbers are important. I'm not making light of them, of the deaths or anything like this, but it's important you know the numbers. Okay, are you ready? Call right now, 239-479-5592, or just text and let me know. Just text a number, and I'll understand exactly what you're doing. So I'll start with Jake. Jake the millennial. Give me a number. What are you thinking? Come on, high, low, just a number that pops out of your head across the country.
5.
No, be serious. No,
I'm serious.
You think it's like 5?
Like 5, yeah.
Okay.
I didn't understand the question the first time you asked me.
All right. What was your
Nick,
number?
What's yours, Nick? 5,000.
This phone's ringing. You say 5,000. All right. 5,000. You said 5. Somebody's texting 2. Somebody's texting 6,000. 300 we have. All right, so people are calling right now. We'll get some more calls and see. Because, again, this is important that we all understand what the real number is. And if we're talking about giving kids a vaccine, certainly we want to give kids a vaccine when we're talking about the concerns with deaths. Gary is in Cape Coral. Gary, you have a number?
Yeah, I'm going to say 500, but I'm really calling to tell you I love your show, man.
Oh, all right. Well, thank you, Gary.
I found you a couple years ago. I love you.
All right, well, I appreciate you. All right, thanks, Gary. All right, so there you go. So he says 500. Okay, I don't know how many of you know this, but between the ages of 0 and 17, listen, all you Gen Zs, look at me. Gen Zs and millennials, look at me. Are you looking at me?
Yeah, I'm looking at you.
The number is 277. 277 between the ages of 0 and 17 have passed away up to this point due to the coronavirus. Yes, you're stumped. Okay, are you ready? How many between the ages of 18 and 29? 18 and 29 deaths due to the coronavirus up to this point. You want to take a shot at that?
He's sticking with
See what
5,000.
I said? Take a shot. You got it? Taking a shot, coronavirus joke? Not really. Vaccine?
Me? No.
He's sticking with 5,000.
5K, yeah.
All right, what are you doing?
Like
I carry the 3. How many?
Like 3,000.
Okay. The number's 2,097. So total between from 0 to 29 years of age, the number is under 3,000. The majority are over 50. That's where you're getting up to the 550,000. So again, how many of you are going, I had no idea? How many of you Gen Zs and millennials in my studio are going, I did not know this? Well, it's important that we know all of this. Because again, we're getting super excited about the FDA and approving kids for a vaccine when they're going to have some cold symptoms. It's not going to affect them the way it affects adults unless there's some comorbidities that we don't know about or we do know about that do exist, in which case it's a different story. The fact is that if you're looking at COVID and being deadly between the ages of 0 and 29, the answer is the percentages. You might want to do the percentages. Go ahead, Jake. Divide 3,000 into 330 million, or whatever the population is between 0 and 29. I guess you'd have to find that out. But the point is, it's a minuscule number. Second part is talking about listening to commercials and listening to some of the things that are airing on the station. I was listening to the Fox News business briefing and jobs, and some employers are saying that people, or they did a study that says that people are not ready to go back to work just yet until the end of the year. It looks like there's going to be these issues with employment and how many businesses are out there that are struggling to hire. You know who you are. You know how tough it's been. Well, through the end of the year, and then they say one of the big reasons is because they're worried about COVID. Really? I wonder where that is. When you throw that out, is that like 5th on the list? Is it 1st on the list? Because I might make the case that 1st on the list, and we all know it, is because the government is paying these individuals to not go to work. Jake is screaming at me while this thing is running on the air. They're screaming at me about all the people that he knows that are saying, I'm not going back. I'm getting all kinds of cash. I'm waiting for my next stimmy. And you know it's true. And again, the government causing problems where there shouldn't be. It's just an outrage. It's an absolute outrage. Yeah. And then inflation and how inflation is creeping in. You know, I read a story just the other day at Zero Hedge that was talking about places like Costco and other businesses where certain individuals are going in and starting to discover that inflation and the prices of things are creeping up. There's not this explosion. People are saying, well, I don't understand. Why is it that I keep hearing about inflation. We're in it. It's going to get worse. It's coming. It's just get ready, buckle up. But man, I understand there's a little bit of a rise in prices and due to the vid and the lack of employees. I get it. Maybe things are getting a little more scarce and it's harder to produce. And so prices are increasing a little bit, but I don't see it. Until somebody, this was according to Zero Hedge as the story goes, people have been starting to go to some of these major box stores and even into the grocery stores and have figured out that the way that businesses are starting to, and retailers are starting to hide inflation is that you're noticing that the packaging and the things in the packages are getting smaller. We're going back to that again. Same prices, less items. They were bringing up the fact that the toilet paper rolls weren't, they didn't have the same amount of, they had the same ply, but they didn't have the same amount of feet per roll. That certain boxes were not as full when it comes to, they were, instead of being 12 ounces, they were now like 11 ounces, or instead of being 8 ounces, they were 6 ounces, that they have decided to put less in the packaging, less of the product in the package, but keep the price the same. This way, they're buffering this hit on of an inflationary moment that is here, but you're not feeling it. But you really are, because you're getting less. You just don't look at it that way. And then there's the story that I read in Wink News yesterday, and a lot of people are talking about across the country about rental cars. Have you tried to rent a car lately? The prices are absolutely ridiculous. I mean, hundreds of dollars for a day for a rental car, and you know why. And people are saying, well, it's inflation, right? That's why this has happened. No. Do you remember during the vid, the heat of the vid back in 2020, Hertz and others, what were they doing? What were they doing?
They were burning their cars?
No, they weren't burning the car. Oh, don't do that. That was an accidental, the thing that happened at RSW. No. They were selling them. Don't you remember the big all the like Enterprise and Hertz and everybody? They were selling their fleet in order to make up the difference to kind of stay afloat. They were just selling all the rental cars, so there are no cars. They've sold them all. And I know a lot of people last year that were looking for cars that were going to rental car companies because they were doing all these sales because they were looking at the deals. They're like, wait a minute, I can get a Jaguar for how much? I can get an Escalade for how much? I can get a what? And they were looking at the prices. It was almost like someday, go and give it to her. It's a crazy. I don't really know the big voice guy things that they do for car dealerships. It's a big. A lot of those spots sound like that, don't they? But anyway, yeah, they were selling the cars, and now they don't have any. So now they've got to kind of replenish the fleet. Well, what's the other part of the story? The other part of the story is that you can't replenish the fleet because the microchip shortage globally has made manufacturing of cars like in demand, and the fleets now you can't replenish them. It's this perfect storm of ugly. It's bad. So they get rid of half the fleets because of the vid. Then they want to replenish them, and now we got a microchip issue, a shortage. Just ask Jake the Millennial about microchip shortages. This poor kid hasn't had a new Sony PlayStation for probably 5 years now, and he wants to buy one, and he can't even pick one up.
Well, not necessarily a PlayStation, but the microchip shortage is never going away, by the way.
Yeah.
It's here to stay.
Yeah, it's here to stay. Jake is convinced of it.
Oh, 1,000%.
And why do you say that? Is it because of the rare earth materials coming from China, the palladium issues, all that? What is it?
No, I personally think it's because of all the people that are mining specific coins and stuff.
Oh, and there's the other part of it, because everybody wants to get into the crypto Dogecoin craze, and so they're mining from home. And so they're trying to buy all these computers and mine in their homes, and that's causing a shortage as well globally. So you got all of this. It's the perfect ugly storm.
Yeah.
It's just, it's ugly. You know, it's that, I was going to say, it's like that moment when you go on a blind date, but then I thought about where I was going with the blind date, and I was like, yeah, never mind. when you're just convinced that there's a chance. There's a chance that she's going to be. No. But is that PC? Are we allowed to do that? Like if you're worried, if you go on a blind date and you judge somebody on the blind date, is it PC to say, man, I missed again? Like, are you allowed to do that anymore? I don't even know. Because then it's like, you told me your cousin was hot. And you meant that it was stuffy in the place because her air conditioner broke. You should have told me the whole story. You didn't go through that. Now, I'm not saying that happened to me, but, oh man, my cousin Vito. 239-479-5592. I don't know if that's really PC to say. That's really just bad. All right, coming up, we're going to get completely off this topic and get on some other things, including Ron DeSantis totally dismantling Charlie Crist yesterday and his bid to be governor just by stating the obvious, which was amazing. We'll play that audio. And Charlie Crist and his lack of amazement to anybody. Opportunist. That's the first word that comes to mind. And also, really, Jordan Peterson talking about truth, which is something that we don't talk about enough. And how you have incredible power when everything you do in life is based on the fundamental truth. Like, you are powerful beyond belief as long as you stick with that. And it's amazing words that we'll play in just a minute in case you missed it. Jordan Peterson, one of the true intellectuals of our time. All right. 239-479-5592. DrewSteele.com is the website. Steele has 3 E's if you want to visit there. It's Daybreak, 92.5 Fox News, right all along.
This is 92.5 Fox News.
Rush Limbaugh. It's a tale of two cities. In New York City, 4 hotels with over 1,000 rooms were set up for coronavirus patients. But there are only 21 occupants at these hotels. Social service advocates are furious, according to the New York Post. They think the hotel rooms should be open to homeless people because the homeless, some of whom are infected, are living in the subways or forced into nursing homes. Activists call the situation morally disgusting. Now, meanwhile, out on the left coast, advocates are losing patience with LA's handling of the homeless. The Los Angeles Times reports that homeless advocates and homeless people showed up at a swanky hotel. They asked to see some rooms, and once they gained access, they refused to leave until law enforcement made arrests. So the advocates are now demanding the city government simply seize the hotels and commandeer the rooms to house the massive homeless population on LA's Skid Row. Legal experts say this is doable, but it might be too time-consuming to satisfy these advocates. The process of seizing private property like hotels, it could take months. That's unacceptable. So there you have it. Homeless advocates on both liberal coasts are ticked off. They say the homeless are getting the short end of the stick. Now, who runs these places? Yep, it's liberal Democrats. If this doesn't make sense to you, that's why.
Guest host alumni Buck Sexton here, recognizing this great audience relationship and speaking on behalf of the Oxford Gold Group. It's the company I've come to trust for real gold and silver. Did you know that can still be delivered to your door or placed directly in your IRA or 401k, tax-free and penalty-free? That's right, real gold and silver in your hands or your retirement accounts. Why should you own real gold and silver? Because they both hold their value, especially when markets decline or fail. Oxford Gold Group is the industry leader in precious metals, offering gold and silver at the lowest prices on the market. The Oxford Gold Group will beat any competitor's price on gold, silver, platinum, and palladium. Call the Oxford Gold Group right now at 833-404-GOLD and request your free precious metals investment guide. Call 833-404-GOLD. They'll send you their precious metals investment guide. Call them right now, 833-404-GOLD. That's 833-404-GOLD.
This is Mike Roberts, Vice President at Mortgage Warehouse, Southwest Florida's mortgage price leader and home of the no closing cost mortgage. No points, no hidden fees, no loan costs, period. If the mortgage you have right now was done prior to COVID-19, you should call us for a free review. At Mortgage Warehouse, we understand how frustrating it can be to make your mortgage payment month after month, and the loan balance just doesn't seem to go down. The payment is mostly interest, but we can help with that. We can combine near record low mortgage rates with our local no closing cost program to improve your mortgage payment right away. You do not have to roll any closing costs into your loan balance to get these ultra low mortgage rates. You can apply online at mortgagewarehouse.com or call 313-5000. That's 313-5000, mortgagewarehouse.com.
Certain restrictions apply. NMLS ID 137154, Equal Housing Lender.
Hello, Floridians. Today is a good day. Today is a good day to stay comfortable. Today is a good day to have your AC worries taken away. And it's a good day to get service backed by over 50 years of AC excellence. Oh, yes. So if you're having AC problems, get our $49 tune-up, including no breakdown guarantee, and Florida Cool Today will help you get the best from today.
Call today, cool today, FloridaCoolToday.com.
Carrier, turn to the experts.
She's been shopping for months to make sure that when she walks, people are always looking at her feet. Italian, classic, modern, she had to find the perfect look. And when her friends come and visit, their gaze always goes down to admire her floors.
Get your floors noticed. GC Flooring Boutique for indoor and outdoor living. View GC Flooring's extensive stone, mosaic, vinyl, wood, and tile. Your Legno Bastone Gallery on JNC Boulevard. GCFlooringofNaples.com.
When it comes to weather forecasting here in Southwest Florida, accuracy matters.
Meteorologist Matt Devitt told you when this storm would hit.
Reliability matters.
Chief Meteorologist Matt Devitt is tracking this powerful storm.
Experience matters.
Just had a huge surge come in from the Atlantic.
Trust Matt Devitt.
Bring that umbrella. Look at all the rain.
Wink News Chief Meteorologist Matt Devitt. Weeknights on Wink News, the Weather Authority.
I'm going to have to go out and find a partner after this pandemic is over. My goodness.
Fashion-forward Carson Kressley.
My great-grandma made it. My grandma made it. My mom makes it.
Cooking up hearty farm food.
I can't believe I've never heard of this dish. It's amazing.
Plus,
it's so easy and so delicious.
Any night is a good night for
Taco night.
Mixed Rachel.
Rachel Ray, this morning at 11 on WXCW.
I'm Mark Anajar from the law offices of Anajar and Levine. Unfortunately, many drivers in Florida do not carry liability insurance or have limits of insurance that are insufficient to cover your injuries. Uninsured motorist is valuable coverage that you can purchase to protect you in those instances. Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733 for a free consultation and take back control of your life.
Office in Fort Myers, Naples.
Water is life in Southwest Florida. It drives our economy from tourism to fishing to boating and quality of life. This is Adam Botana from Baywater Exclusive Boat Club, and we talk water for an hour every weekend on Fox News Radio. We feature guests on water quality, water safety, and water fun, including great boating day trips and tips on fishing. Join us this Saturday at 7 a.m. for the Baywater Exclusive Boat Club Hour with Adam Botana on 92.5 Fox News.
Derek Chauvin wants a new trial. I'm Chris Foster, Fox News. The attorney for the former Minneapolis police officer convicted of murdering George Floyd has filed a motion alleging, among other things, juror misconduct over one of the jurors wearing a T-shirt related to the case at a rally last March.
Eric Nelson, the attorney for Derek Chauvin, listed among the reasons for a retrial that the jury was not sequestered and may have been prejudiced by the trial's national publicity. Last month, 7 women and 5 men found Chauvin guilty of murder and manslaughter after video showed Chauvin kneeling on George Floyd's neck for several minutes. Nelson, in his filing, accused prosecutors of disparaging the defense. A spokesperson for Minnesota Attorney General Keith Ellison tells Fox 9 Minneapolis in a statement that many of these arguments have been already rejected by the court. Chauvin is scheduled to be sentenced in June. Gernal Scott, Fox News.
Facebook's independent oversight board is due to announce this morning whether former President Trump should continue to be banned or allowed to post again. He was kicked off that social media outlet and Twitter after the riot at the Capitol in January over repeated claims that he really won the election. The former president announced yesterday a new website where he can post his thoughts and take political donations. It's called From the Desk of Donald J. Trump. A judge has ordered the Justice Department to turn over a memo prepared for then Attorney General William Barr before he announced President Trump did not commit obstruction of justice when the special counsel Russia report was released.
Barr had gotten a memo prepared by the Office of Legal Counsel ahead of the release of the Mueller report. It concluded evidence put together by Mueller's team wouldn't support an obstruction claim. Former special counsel Robert Mueller complained that decision caused public confusion. Now, a federal judge has ordered the DOJ to release that memo by May 17th.
Fox's Jill Nato. America's listening to Fox News.
.925 WFSX Estero. It's 7 o'clock on Southwest Florida's news and talk station, 92.5 Fox News.
This update is presented by Lee Auto Group. Find your perfect vehicle at lee-cars.com.
Wink News traffic.
Traffic is flowing smoothly heading northbound on the interstate, but we are getting a touch congested south of Daniels Parkway towards Alico. Lots of cars on the highway. Also slowing traffic in Collier on Immokalee Road, heading westbound to get onto the interstate. The delay starts from around Logan. And we're slowing in Estero on Estero Parkway, heading east of 41. That's your up to the minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
And good morning, Southwest Florida. We're starting off the day in the 70s with lots of humidity out there, but heading into this afternoon, right back up into those 90s out there. And when you factor in the humidity, it's going to feel like the triple digits out there. Otherwise, expect a mix of sun and clouds with the potential for an isolated shower or storm later on in the day. I'm Wink News meteorologist Dylan Federico.
Drew Steele in the morning and Trey Radel in the afternoon. 2 doses of what cures liberalism. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Hi, I'm Kyle Lee with Lee Auto Group. We want your car, truck, van, or SUV today. We are paying top dollar for clean vehicles. Before you sell or trade, call Lee Auto Group to get the most money for your car. Lee Auto Group, lee-cars.com. Don't forget the dash.
Lee Auto Group is looking for quality pre-owned vehicles. Let them make your buying or selling experience easy and safe. Contact Lee Auto Group at 239-288-7374 or visit lee-cars.com.
Don't forget the dash.
Hi, this is Dr. Scheibel from Community Eye Center. My partner, Dr. Spatafora, and I want to remind everybody, don't be a spreader. The coronavirus is so tiny, 100 million particles fit on the head of a pin. The virus can only move with us. Over 65, diabetes, COPD, all these folks will be hurt severely by this virus. Wash your hands, be careful, don't be a spreader.
I can't think of anything scarier than losing my vision. You have an emergency room at the hospital, so we decided we should have an emergency center since we are the preeminent practice in the area. If it warrants a phone call, enough for you to take the time to call us, we want to see you. You need access to immediate care, and sometimes you just need somebody to say, hey, we're going to get you through this, you're going to be okay. Someone is always here to help take care of people. You just come right in. We're here to take care of you because we take that very seriously. At Community Eye Center, we are the most caring doctors in sight.
Call Community Eye Center today, 844-235-2020. That's 844-235-2020. Or log on to communityeyecenters.com.
Why would someone take a chance on purchasing a frameless shower door from a big box store or an online discounter of an obscure brand, and then try and find a licensed, qualified installer to put it in, when you can deal directly with a local, family-owned business that consults, measures, manufactures, and installs their own award-winning brand of shower doors? My Shower Door is a family-owned and operated business and has the highest ratings on Angie's List and Home Advisor. Want to see more? Go to myshowerdor.com.
The new administration has big plans for health care. Changes are coming that could limit your choices and make your health insurance premiums even higher. Tim Cooper at Health Plan Network recently saved a family of 4 here in the Fort Myers area $600 per month. Act now. Protect yourself and your family with a superior health plan that cannot be canceled. This is a nationwide PPO plan which allows you to pick your doctors and hospitals. Start saving 30 to 60% now. If you are on Obamacare, not insured, or on COBRA, you can look into a private health plan managed by you, not the government. Call Tim Cooper, an expert with 24 years experience at 239-368-6712. That's 239-368-6712. Online at healthplannetwork.net. That's healthplannetwork.net.
Summer is here, and Conditioned Air wants to introduce you to our new Easy Comfort solution, the coolest way to get your new AC. Now you can get a new AC unit for one low monthly payment and no down payment. Best of all, annual tune-ups, a smart thermostat, air filters, and repairs due to normal wear and tear are all included. Call Conditioned Air today, the comfort people since 1962. 1-888-COLD-AIR or online at conditionedair.com. License number CAC 1819590.
From 92.5 Fox News.
It's the stuff Southwest Florida is talking about.
It's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live in Southwest Florida. Drew Steele.
Hey, good morning, Southwest Florida, 239-479-5592. The talk and text line streaming live. DrewSteele.com is the website if you want to watch. Steele has 3 E's. We do appreciate it. Paddling. What do you think about this? This story breaking nationally here in Clewiston is the story about the Florida teacher, elementary school principal, under investigation for whacking a 6-year-old girl with a paddle in a shocking incident captured on video by the student's mom, according to a local report. That was from the New York Post and being reported in local media outlets. We're going to get to that coming up in just a second. Jonathan Martin is going to join us in just a bit, and we will talk about the legal side of all of this, because I'm just wondering not only what you think here in Southwest Florida about this and whether or not you agree with paddling or not, but I do want to get into the legal aspect of it as well here in the state. But before I get to that, hey, this was a pretty big deal, right, yesterday?
I'm announcing today that I'm running for governor of Florida for a Florida for all.
Not really. That's Charlie Crist, who wants to let everybody know that, DeSantis bad, I'm good, all kinds of things that he's bringing up that he's going to do this time around, because third time for Charlie Crist is not it's never a charm, is it? When was it a charm? When do we even think that Charlie Crist would be a good choice for governor of the state of Florida? I just thought it was funny because when asked about his running for office yesterday, Ron DeSantis had this to say.
I didn't realize, it was like, what party is he going to run in this time? I mean, he's lost as a Republican, Independent, Democrat. But, I looked up, he's voting with Nancy Pelosi 100% of the time in Congress. I thought, heck, maybe he gives the Green Party a chance. He's certainly voting that way, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, so look, Charlie Crist is not going to be the nominee of the party in 22 for governor. It's either going to be Nikki Fried or more likely Val Demings. I'm just putting that out there. But there you go. All I can say about that is...
Sorry, Charlie.
That's always fun. Jacob's like, that was fun. What was that from? Do you not know what this is from?
Sorry, Charlie.
Do you know what that's from?
I don't know why you ask me these questions when you know I have no idea.
I don't know, because it's fun. I wonder if Jonathan Martin knows. Jonathan Martin, do you have any idea when I play that clip there? Do you know what that's from? Sorry, Charlie?
No, I don't.
Thanks to both of you. That's Charlie the tuna. The tuna. It was tuna fish. It was I'm trying to remember which tuna back in the 70s. They used to.
I was born in the 80s.
I know,
so
well, I know that,
but
still, I think they brought it back or something. Oh, yeah, they brought it back like in 2000 or something like that. Starkist had this Charlie the tuna, and they used to say because he was. Oh, never mind. How are you this morning?
I'm doing all right.
Not anymore.
Before I had that random pop quiz.
I know. All right. And you get so nervous. It's funny when I'm just here. We are just having a little bit of fun this morning before we get going into something serious, and you get all nervous like it's a test or something, or if you fail this question that people will think less of you for some reason. No, they're not. It's ridiculous anyway. All right. Let's get to some of the serious. You had a chance to look at this story. The 6-year-old child in Florida. In Clewiston, exactly, at the Central Elementary School, was filmed there, the principal paddling this child. And I guess I want to, maybe to get your thoughts, but more than that, to your legal aspect as a lawyer and maybe in a case like this. I'm just trying to figure out Florida statute, school districts. How does all of this work, and what are the legal ramifications here?
Well, my training initially was in criminal law. I was a prosecutor actually out in Hendry County, prosecuted cases from Clewiston. and are handled SVU cases as well, crimes against children, child abuse. There's obviously administrative issues that this school board employee is going to be facing. There's also, from what it looks like, the state attorney's office and the sheriff's office is going to be investigating this and looking into possible criminal charges. So there's a couple different avenues for punishment for what this teacher did. And from my understanding, the punishment was over the 6-year-old causing $50 worth of damage to a computer.
Right.
I don't know what that is. Was it a broken keyboard or without looking at the actual report, which you can't find because the case is currently under investigation, we'd just be speculating. But it looks like the mother was brought in before this punishment was given. And this is where it gets a little tricky. As a 6-year-old, the minor doesn't have the ability to overstep what her mother would allow. It seems like there might have been a language barrier based on the mother's statements to the press, but the mom sat by while this spanking took place, which could have given the principal the appearance that the mother was consenting to this. And it's a different story criminally if the mother's consenting to corporal punishment versus if the mother is not aware of the situation and the principal is spanking her child without her permission.
Right. So, yeah, because I guess now the question becomes if the mom is saying, I didn't know what was happening at the time. I didn't realize that this was going to happen and it took place. Then what happens? I mean, it's even though she was there and the appearance is of agreeing with this tactic of this policy, then the question becomes if after the fact she says, no, I had no idea. And like you said, because of possibly the language barrier, this was not what I signed up for. I mean, is there a case? Then what?
Yeah, so the criminal prosecution is going to get really, really, really tricky if the school employee, the principal, believed that she had permission from the mother to levy the punishment against the child. And that's something that the schools I grew up in, there was always the ability for corporal punishment as long as the parents were okay with it. The parents could either come in and use the principal's paddle, or the principal, with the parents' permission, would be able to use the paddle. And that was used in very, very, very rare circumstances. But it was always a possibility. In this situation, the Hendry County School District does not permit corporal punishment. So if this has been happening, if this is a regular procedure, I think that this principal is going to face some stiff administrative penalties, suspensions, could be fired. But as far as criminal goes, it gets really tricky when the defendant, who would be the school district employee, the principal, could show evidence that she believes she had permission from the mother to spank her child. And that there's a whole lot of information that the state and the sheriff's office is going to collect and is going to look at to determine whether or not that's a reasonable expectation or that was a reasonable assumption that the principal had permission from her mother to levy the punishment.
Right. And again, I've kind of looked at this, and maybe you can speak to this before we go, in the Florida statutes about the use of corporal punishment. There's an outline that there's a Florida statute that outlines the use of it, but I guess that you have to make reasonable, I guess the State Board of Education has an obligation to make reasonable efforts to protect students from harmful conditions. So I'm trying to understand from both points of view here. Is there a statute? Is there a Florida statute that specifically says no corporal punishment period, full stop? Is there a State Board of Education rule that says no corporal punishment, full stop? Or is that something where in the state there's room there for it?
So the state statute, and as recently as the Charlie Crist administration, had allowed school boards to permit or to ban corporal punishment in their respective districts. There's 19 school districts, so 19 counties in Florida that allow corporal punishment. Charlie Crist had the law that he had signed stated that every 3 years, the school board must make a affirmative vote to continue corporal punishment. And if they don't, then they've allowed that corporal punishment permission in their district to lapse. So 19 schools currently, or 19 counties currently allow for corporal punishment. The one closest to us is Hardy County, which is still a little bit north of Sarasota. Hendry County, no counties in Southwest Florida permit corporal punishment in the public schools, according to their school districts. So it's against the policy in Hendry County to do it. There's no way around that. So administratively, that's something that wasn't permitted. But the Florida legislature does allow the school districts to make that decision on their own.
Gotcha. All right, that's good stuff. I'm so glad I had an opportunity to speak to you this morning. Jonathan Martin, if you don't know, is the chairman of the Lee County REC and lawyer himself, and knows a thing or two about everything except Charlie Tuna, or Charlie, sorry, Charlie, or the whole idea.
Sorry, Charlie.
Star Kiss Tuna. I don't know. But anyway, which is not a bad thing necessarily. All right, Jonathan. Thanks so much, man.
Thank you, Drew.
All right, we'll see you later.
All right, bye.
So what do you think? 239-479-5592. You like paddling? Do you think we should paddle kids doing wrong in school? Of course you could. You don't have to raise your hand. It's radio. You can speak, Jake. 239-479-5592. What do you think? I wonder what you think about what the community believes there in Clewiston, in Hendry County. At the school board meeting last night, they were apparently speaking out about this in corporal punishment. I just wonder what everybody thinks about it. So I'd love to hear from you, 239-479-5592. Why don't we start with Jake? What do you think about it?
I was paddled as a kid.
Were you?
And
oh gosh, and look at you! You ended up in mom's basement with a video game.
Well, I mean,
I know there's no basements in Florida.
Maybe it's not for everybody, but I don't know.
Maybe it's not for everybody.
I got paddled a lot, but it worked. That's all I'm gonna say.
Did it? All right. I'm just wondering what you got paddled for. Yeah, we'll go to the phones. Here's a couple of hot takes. I'm just giving you these hot takes. Not saying right or wrong yet. I want to hear more from you than from me. But my first hot take is, man, if you laid a hand on my kid in school, we would have a talk quickly. And I didn't know about it. And the second part of it is, if you knew about it, would you, giving permission to do it? I'm just wondering if paddling, according to Jake, paddling works. A lot of people believe that you need to go back to that, right? It was, that's kind of old school. People believe in that. Listen, that means something. I don't know. Let's see. Michael's in Fort Myers, wanted to weigh in on this. What do you think about it, Michael?
I think it's child abuse. I just dropped my 6-, 7-year-old at school. Actually showed him that video and said, first and second grade, said, listen, if you ever see a teacher touch you or any of the other students like this is abuse.
Yeah.
Parents lose their kids for stuff like that to the state, to DCF.
Yeah, and thanks for the call. Just have a bad connection, but yeah, there are a lot of people that look at it exactly like that. Like this is child abuse. So that's what they feel. Pam's in LA, wanted to weigh in on this. What do you think, Pam?
I think it needs to come back if the parents okay with it. I think the children need something like this. When I was young in Pennsylvania, we got paddled all the time. I mean, within reason for doing something wrong, doing something bad, we got paddled. It didn't hurt us. It made us behave better, I believe. I think the kids get away with too much anymore. But the parent was there. The parent saw it, was apparently okay with it, and that's when I think it should be okay.
Well, two things with that, and thanks for the call, Pam. I appreciate it. The one thing is that according to Wink News here this morning, the community at the school board of Hendry County meeting last night overwhelmingly supported the principal that did this. Dozens of people showing up supporting the principal. And they at least these dozen people that showed up, like the idea of paddling, corporal punishment there in school. They believe that is something that they would like to see, and that's a good discipline to have. And remember something, we just talked about the story, Pam, with Jonathan Martin, who, according to the story itself, the mom apparently is saying after the fact that she didn't realize that when she went to the school, she was just going to go there to pay for whatever was broken. When it comes to the computer, she didn't realize that she was going to be in a room and witness her daughter being paddled. So there's questions there. But the idea of paddling, what do you think? James and Alva wanted to weigh in on this. What do you think, James?
I think that the mother is to blame here, and I think she's the one that should have been behind that paddle and not that child. She's the one that raised that child. And furthermore, my wife weighs 100 pounds. As big as that woman was, if she came at my child with that paddle, my wife would have been on her like a bobcat. So she set that whole thing up. That's bull crap, and I think the mother's to blame, and she should have been the one taking the paddling. But I do think that when a child's in middle school, a little older than that child, that if the child's acting up at that age, they should be taken care of with corporal punishment.
Yeah, and I'll tell you this, James, too, and thanks for the call. I appreciate it. If we're going to be honest, we want more details on this specific situation, right? If we're honest, we may look at it and say paddling is a good thing, discipline, corporal punishment. We should get back to this. This is what's missing in society these days. Others that would say, listen, don't you lay a hand on my kid. I don't care what the situation is. I'm totally against paddling. If I were to do that and there would be bruises that somehow someone would see on my child, next thing you know it, I would have somebody knocking at my door, that kind of thing. But you do want to know more about this specific situation because we're talking about a 6-year-old being paddled because of a broken computer. Like, have you been around 6-year-olds lately? I'm around 6-year-olds all the time. My neighborhood is flooded with kids, and they're all in the 6 to 7-year-old age. And I can tell you that 6-year-olds do things, not necessarily out of being mean or being rude or disruptive. Was it an accident? Was it? I just need to know more of the details as to what happened in this particular situation, and was this and the disruptive nature and actions of the child, and can we know a little bit more about this story specifically? I don't know. I'm just throwing that out there as part of the conversation. Again, the story about the 6-year-old that was paddled at Central Elementary School in Clewiston. I guess there were a dozen people that showed up at the school board meeting last night and said they're all about it. They're okay. They support the principal for doing this. Marion's in Naples wanted to weigh in. What do you think?
Well, I was also in parochial school when I was younger, and my father would not allow any teacher to touch his children. He demanded that they call if we misbehaved, and he would take care of us, and that put the fear of God in us. But now you've got generations of kids that everybody got a trophy. Everybody gets a trophy. They don't know what discipline is. They don't know the boundaries and limitations or don't have boundaries and limitations put on them like we did when we were younger. And I think that there's a different mindset with kids going to school now. As far as that age, at 6 years old, I think it was really, really tough on that teacher. She could have had a little bit more patience and understanding with a child that age. Unless it was done with malice in purpose, then I think that she, maybe overreacted.
Yeah, because, 2 points to make. The first one is, don't we need to know more about the situation, maybe more about the child? How disruptive typically is the child? I guess we probably should know more about that, number one. And number two, when you're talking about what we did when we were kids and how you, the fear of God into you, the idea that you would be paddled or your parents would know and really to leave it in their hands to discipline. I guess the bigger story here, Marion, would be how many parents there are that are truly engaged in their kid's life and really.
I think that that's something that's really missing in this whole scenario is kids are not getting the discipline that was given at home in earlier years, later, long time ago. They're not now. And it's a fine line for that teacher to tightrope. It's a tightrope now for them to understand where their abilities are and where they shouldn't. But first call comes to the parent, and then if you get permission from the parent to apply corporal punishment, maybe that's the step that's missing to find out how the parents stand on it first. But no,
yeah, I appreciate
that's a young age.
I appreciate the comments. Thanks for the call. Yeah, and again, if you want to make it a broader issue, it's this specific situation. We don't know about the home that this child came from. We don't know about the discipline in the home and how it is, and the situation there in that home, specifically this story, the whole story. And then on the broader issue, of course, is the idea that many parents are, hey, listen, here's my child, 18 years from now, hand them back to me better than they were. And how that happens and how you do it education-wise and what you need to do just to knock yourself out. I'm not saying that's every parent, but there are some that are like that. And look, if there is a problem with discipline in the home and they're not sure what's going on, and there's another issue there as well that has to be discussed. 239-479-5592. Wow. Oh, you got to get that going. It's Daybreak 92.5 Fox News, right all along.
This is 92.5 Fox News. You don't have to feel distant. Come join the conversation.
I am mad at everything going on.
This is 92.5 Fox News. Right. All along.
I received a call the other day from a woman. Her husband tragically was unable to call himself, but he had told her, if anything ever happens to me, call Morgan & Morgan. And what higher honor could we receive than protecting someone's family after they're gone? Life can be shattered in a moment. When that happens, know that America's largest injury law firm is here for you. When it comes to law, size matters. We're America's largest injury law firm, Morgan & Morgan. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Nothing runs like a... I need something I can depend on. I need a Kubota.
At Florida Coast Equipment, we have equipment you can depend on. We have the best deals in town for Kubota tractors, mowers, utility vehicles, and Kubota construction equipment. Our family has been Florida's premier Kubota dealership for over 30 years. Whether you're buying, renting, or simply need your Kubota service, come on over to Florida Coast Equipment in Naples. Equipment you can depend on at a price you'll love. Florida Coast Equipment. We've got you covered.
Hey, it's Drew Steele, and get ready because it's time once again. This Friday, Oaks Farm Seed to Table. We do our first Friday live broadcast, and we love being out there and love seeing you there for the show, 6 to 9 a.m. They open up an hour earlier so that you can come in and enjoy some great breakfast and so much more. Maybe do some shopping while you're there as well. And you know how awesome Seed to Table is and what a great place it is to shop. We hope to see you there. Oaks Farm Seed to Table, our first Friday broadcast, 6 to 9 a.m. at the corner of Immokalee and Livingston Road in Naples. Daybreak, 92.5 Fox News.
Searching everywhere for great prices on appliances? No, you're not, because you have better things to do. Besides, Good Deals has it for less, and they have plenty of items in stock despite shortages everywhere else. Remember, Good Deals guarantees the lowest price on everything they sell. Find a lower price anywhere, and Jay will beat it, guaranteed. Visit one of the showrooms in Fort Myers, Naples, and Cape Coral, or shop online at gooddealsappliances.com.
Good Deals Appliances. Have we got a deal for you?
Imagine replacing your old kitchen with the kitchen of your dreams. Brand new custom-made cabinet doors. Drawer fronts, hand-finished by true craftsmen. Designer hardware, new hinges, and everything installed beautifully in less than a week, start to finish. Expensive? No. To the contrary, with refacing by Cornerstone, you'll save so much, we should really talk about your master bathroom, too. Go for wow. Go for Cornerstone.
Sometimes in business, the unexpected comes calling. From rent increases to increased orders to, I'm gonna say it, unprecedented times. But don't bounce back. Bounce forward with Comcast Business. Bounce forward with fast, reliable internet on the network that can deliver gig speeds to the most businesses and gives you the flexibility to update your bandwidth in just a few clicks. Be fast, be flexible, be ready for what's next, and bounce forward with Comcast Business. Help your business bounce forward with this amazing offer. Get started with a powerful and reliable internet and voice solution from Comcast Business, starting at just $35 each a month for 24 months for 2 years when you buy both. Call 1-800-501-6000 or go to ComcastBusiness.com today to find out more. Restrictions apply. Limited to new Comcast Business 35 megabits per second internet and one voice mobility customers. Early termination fee applies. Enrollment in EcoBill and autopay required. Call for details.
4
Tee up and swing into summer at Coral Oaks Golf Course in Cape Coral. Experience excellent playing conditions, GPS golf carts, and low summer rates. Play 18 holes with cart for just $35 before noon, $30 after noon, or play any day after 2 p.m. for only $25 all summer long. Book tee times up to 7 days in advance at coraloaksgolf.com. We'll see you at Coral Oaks, where every day is a great day.
.925 Fox News.
This break is sponsored by Cornerstone Builders. Give us the opportunity to wow you.
Wink News traffic.
A crash in Collier at Charlotte Street in Newmarket is slowing traffic on Newmarket for about a quarter mile. Also, a crash at the intersection of Metro and Danley in Fort Myers, which is in front of the Chicos, is causing off and on delays heading southbound. So for the crash-free option that's still up to speed, stick to Plantation Road. If you're heading out of the Cape, no surprise here. We are backed up on that Midpoint Bridge into Fort Myers, but still a smooth commute on the Cape Bridge. That's up to the minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
And good morning, Southwest Florida. We're starting off the day in the 70s with lots of humidity out there, but heading into this afternoon, right back up into those 90s out there. And when you factor in the humidity, it's going to feel like the triple digits out there. Otherwise, expect a mix of sun and clouds with the potential for an isolated shower or storm later on in the day. I'm Wink News meteorologist Dylan Federico.
Blah, 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 blah. Gear up for the liberal loudmouths at work. Drew Steele, mornings on 92.5 Fox News.
For professional roofing, the name you need to know is D.R. Martineau.
Dan Martineau from D.R. Martineau Roofing. For 30 years, we have been offering the best warranties in the industry. Remember, D.R. Martineau Roofing. Integrity, knowledge, service. Just Google DRM Roofing.
License number CCC 1326954.
For professional roofing, the name you need to know is D.R. Martineau.
Hi, this is Dr. Scheibel from Community Eye Center. My partner, Dr. Spatafora, and I want to remind everybody, don't be a spreader. The coronavirus is so tiny, 100 million particles fit on the head of a pin. The virus can only move with us. Over 65, diabetes, COPD, all these folks will be hurt severely by this virus. Wash your hands, be careful, don't be a spreader.
I can't think of anything scarier than losing my vision. You have an emergency room at the hospital, so we decided we should have an emergency center since we are the preeminent practice in the area. If it warrants a phone call, enough for you to take the time to call us, we want to see you. You need access to immediate care, and sometimes you just need somebody to say, hey, we're gonna get you through this, you're gonna be okay. Someone is always here to help take care of people. You just come right in. We're here to take care of you because we take that very seriously. At Community Eye Center, we are the most caring doctors in sight.
Call Community Eye Center today, 844-235-2020. That's 844-235-2020. Or log on to communityeyecenters.com.
Read the headlines. New car dealers across the country are running out of inventory. They're charging full sticker price or more. Not Sutherland Nissan Fort Myers and Sutherland Nissan Cape Coral. We planned ahead, and our lots are so packed with inventory. We're hosting the Inventory Overload Savings Event this Thursday through Sunday only. Shop the area's best selection of new vehicles. We have it all. New Nissan Rogues, Altimas, Titan trucks, Pathfinders, all trims and colors. And this week only, we'll buy your old car for $500 more than any other written offer. The Inventory Overload Savings Event this Thursday through Sunday only. Nobody has more new Nissans at such big savings. Rush to Sutherland Nissan Fort Myers and the all-new Sutherland Nissan Cape Coral, your used car megastore. Online at flnissan.com. If you don't shop Sutherland, you'll pay too much. See dealer for details.
Hey, this is Papa, reporting that a lady recently complained that she did not like my commercial about the guy spitting chewing tobacco. She said that sound made her sick. I asked her what she thought about my commercial of Bart the Donkey, and she went. Either way, a special thanks to over 4,000 wonderful people who did respond to Papa's wacky commercials and making this past year our biggest, most profitable year in over 30 years. On behalf of my sons, Casey, Kerry, and Cody, we invite you to call Papa for our free tile roof inspection. If we find needed repairs, we'll do our best to make it affordable. Let us show you how we can clean and seal your tile roof, pavers, and pool decks the eco-friendly way, and it's cleaner, safer, and lasts longer. We promise to keep the donkey off your roof. Call me, Papa, for a free tile roof inspection. 945-2700. That's 945-2700. Remember, area code 239-945-2700. We're open 24/7.
License number CCC 1326213.
It's Rockstar Harley's 000 even. Zero cash down, zero interest, and zero payments until fall on any new Harley this week. Annual percentage rates such as 1.99% and no payments until fall on any new Harley at Rockstar Harley. 000 even. Now through Sunday.
On approved credit.
No matter what it's like outside, Train makes it comfortable inside. You can get a great deal now on a new heating and cooling system at Train. Visit traininfo.com. Visit traininfo.com to find your local dealer and more. Because it's hard to stop a train. You'd think an Army veteran with a military career including multiple combat deployments throughout the Middle East would be a great American. And you'd be right. But Joe Vanderbosch also happens to be a great dentist. An Army veteran of 8 years, Dr. Joe now makes his home in Southwest Florida, where his wife Sarah grew up.
Hi, I'm Dr. Joseph Vanderbosch, Freedom Dental on Metro Parkway in Fort Myers. In the Army, I received extra training in order to provide dental care in virtually any condition. That's why I can manage many dental treatments without the need to refer to a specialist. I served my country proudly for 8 years. Now I want to serve you and your dental needs. Special discounts for former and active military without dental insurance.
Dr. Vanderbosch provides emergency care and is now accepting new patients for cleaning, extractions, crowns, implants, and more. Find them online at freedomdentalfortmyers.com. That's freedomdentalfortmyers.com. Dr. Joseph Vanderbosch. Go to freedomdentalfortmyers.com.
Ever purchased an online item and either it doesn't fit, has missing parts, or became damaged? Trying to save a few bucks can end up costing more. My Shower Door is a locally owned and operated family business that measures, manufactures, and installs our own brand of frameless shower doors right here in Southwest Florida. And we were just named Lee County's Manufacturer of the Year. With almost 80,000 shower doors installed, we have the experience and expertise. Plus, estimates are always free. Want to see more? Go to myshowerdor.com.
This is Drew Steele on 92.5 Fox News.
Stay break 92.5 Fox News 239-479-5592. The talk and text line streaming live. DrewSteele.com is the website you can watch, and you can go to Facebook at Drew Steele Radio there as well. Hey, coming up in just a couple of more minutes, Drew's College of Political Knowledge, 4 questions on politics. The more you get right, the higher the degree. We'll see if you earn a PhD. That in about 10 more minutes. A $50 gift card for Naples Soap Company with great locations around Southwest Florida. What a great gift idea for Mother's Day. For Mother's Day. Jake. Mother's Day. Mother's Day. What weekend is Mother's Day?
This weekend.
He has no idea. So just for playing Drew's College, you'll get a $50 gift card for Naples Soap. We didn't announce this, and I'm surprised that you didn't even say anything yesterday. The huge, ginormous, big news. I don't want to say it's breaking news, but... Dude, the largest White Castle in the world opened in Orlando yesterday.
We talked about this.
No, we did not. You talked about it amongst your friends. For some reason, you think
Who
that...
was I talking about?
I don't know. How would you... That is a huge deal, everybody. White Castle, which people for decades, for years, for centuries in the state of Florida were always like, why is it that there's never a White Castle down here? It just stopped. It was like Crystal, the Crystal burgers, right? You've heard of Crystal. They have those in Orlando and other places, and everybody's like, Crystal, it's just not the same. It's not a White Castle. And then you try to explain what a White Castle is, and then you get it in the frozen section at the supermarket, and it's like, no, that's not the same thing. You got to go to a White Castle. Well, they have the largest one that opened yesterday. They lined up overnight to get in, and it's the only one in the state. Now, it could be like the Wawas. What, you knew I was going there?
Uber Eats that far?
What? No, you can't Uber Eats that far. Well, I don't know. You haven't. Why don't you try it?
It'll probably cost like $500.
It's worth it.
It might be. Does anybody want to go in on order?
Yeah. So, I don't know. It's, the one thing about if you are a northerner growing up anywhere near a White Castle, there are 2 things that are very important to understand about White Castle. Is that growing up in the 70s and the 80s, even into the 90s up north, that White Castle was the only place typically where you were going to get food at 2 o'clock in the morning. Don't ask why 2 o'clock in the morning you needed food. That's not the point. Then the second part of it is, how do I even explain this delicately? Let's just say, let's move on. I don't even want to go there. White Castles tend to make your belly rumble a little bit sometimes. I just think it's the overeating. Because, when they were so cheap and they're so small, you're thinking, I could eat 20 of these. Then you find out the next day, no, you can't. All right, 239-479-5592. By the way, speaking of no you can't or no you shouldn't, did you all see this picture of Joe Biden taken with Jimmy Carter and Rosalind Carter yesterday? It was just, they're blaming it on the camera angle, but they look like, they look like little people. Like it's like little, like tiny, like the little, they don't even look real. They look like, the Carters look like figurines as compared to the Bidens. It's a really weird picture that they took. And then the funnest part of all was not how, look at how little they are. You can pick them up and you can kind of carry it. No, it's not like that. The weirdest part was that Joe Biden, who consistently insists that because we're vaccinated, we have new rules now, that he announced just the other day that, listen, if you're outside, you don't have to wear a mask anymore. And then he walked out of the residence with a mask on, but he stood next to the Carters well into their 90s, right? I mean, they're or 80, late 80s, they're 90s. They're old, yeah. Yeah, Jimmy's 96 and she's 93 with no mask on. I don't know. I can't keep track anymore. All of us, we're trying to keep track of any of this, the COVID stuff. All right, hold on a second. Lucinda's in Cape Coral. Hi, Lucinda.
Hey, how are you this morning?
I'm fine. What did you wanted to comment on the White Castle? What's?
Yes, White Castles are great, and we love them. My husband grew up in St. Louis, so I'm familiar with them.
Yeah.
However, you can't recommend them without also stating that they're also called belly bummers.
Yeah, because they make. I'm trying to be polite here. They make your belly rumble sometimes. It's the fact that you eat too many of them, right? Or is it something else?
Well, I think it's the onions, maybe.
No,
but
I don't really know. But they're delicious. That's all,
They are delicious.
It's worth whatever it's like in the morning. It's worth it. At 2 o'clock in the morning, it's completely worth whatever you're going to end up with.
Yeah. We picked up like 2 dozen one evening and left St. Louis to drive to Fort Myers with 2 dozen belly bummers.
Wow. All right.
It was quite the trip.
I'll bet. That's in a lot more ways than one. Thanks, Lucinda. I appreciate it. This show has completely devolved into something I didn't want to do. All right. I know many people wanted to call and comment on paddling. The story that we just talked about, the 6-year-old that was paddled in Clewiston at Central Elementary School. The community showed up and says, look, we have no problem with the paddling here in this community. And I just wonder what you think. And, don't we need to know more about the specifics of the child and what they were doing? And I'm hearing more and more reading about the communication problems with the mom doesn't speak English very well and didn't realize what was happening at the time, that she thought she was going there to pay for the damaged goods. Come to find out it was for the paddling. And even somebody sent an article to me from 2012 from NBC News that one Florida school students make the paddles used in spankings in Holmes County. High school in the rural north. Not only do naughty students get spanked, but the woodshop class makes the paddles in 2012. Man, have times changed. But, that is certainly a Walter Cronkite moment. I remember back in the day when you trusted me because I was the only one on your TV. That was wrong, too. All right. Speaking of trusting or not trusting, hey, how many of us trust the Fauci? Are we still on board with Dr. Fauci? What he says goes? Because I'm really kind of confused about some of the things that he's talking about. I wonder what you think. If you had to measure what inning we are in this battle against the vid, in baseball terminology, why don't we do this? Jake, if I was taking you out to the ball game, and the ball game was the vid, and you're looking at a 9-inning game. Are you familiar with baseball? That's the one that doesn't use the big giant brown ball. That's shaped funny.
What are you talking about?
Okay, so if you had to pick an inning, baseball, like it's COVID, what inning are we in getting back to normal?
30th.
We're in the 30th. Okay, there is no 30th inning.
We're in overtime.
No, we're not in
30.
extra innings. No. It's from
Bases are loaded.
Just give me the time. Where are we?
Over in the left field.
Okay,
I don't
just
know.
shut the mic off. Just stop. You're not helpful. Anybody want to do this? 239-479-5592. You can even text. You can text me. If you had to guess where we are in the vid right now, because Dr. Fauci was asked, like, where are we in this? How are we doing so far? You know, he's on CNN, one-on-one with the Fauci. So the fight against the vid, where are we? As you can imagine, Charlie's in Cape Coral. He said the bottom of the ninth. Kim in Naples said we're in overtime. Well, there's no overtime in baseball. It's not called extra innings, I think she meant. Other people are saying it's the extra innings. And so I wonder what the Fauci would say about all of this. Where are we in terms of the vid?
Before I let you go, Dr. Fauci, you and I are Major League Baseball fans. What inning are we in as far as this COVID pandemic is concerned?
Remember, Dr. Fauci was the guy that was at the Nationals game. Remember when he was in the stadium watching the ball game when nobody else was allowed to go, but he was allowed to go and he was wearing a mask, but then he pulled the mask down when nobody was looking, but somebody was looking. Remember that whole thing? Yeah.
Well, you know, we're at least halfway through. I hope we're seeing, and I do believe.
Stop. We're at least halfway through. So we're at least halfway through the vid. Everybody feel like we're at halftime. If it was a football game, are we at halftime right now? We still have 30 minutes of the game left to play and a possible overtime? Hold on, let him go.
Wolf, I'm not trying to be overly enthusiastic about what's going on vis-a-vis the vaccine program, which is so successful. But we've really got to not declare victory prematurely.
Okay. So again, it's doom and gloom. We're continuing with doom and gloom. Let's not get carried away. We don't have any victories yet. Okay. We don't even have a light at the end of the tunnel with Fauci ever.
So we're in the late innings, but it's not over. That's the thing we really got to get people to appreciate. We're going in the right direction. We're seeing the light at the end of the tunnel.
Oh, wait, we are seeing a light at the end of the tunnel, but it's not over yet, and we're still halfway through. Can you give us an inning?
But now's not a time to declare victory. It's a time to get more and more people vaccinated, just the way the president
Give us an
said
inning!
Today. We want to get to that goal. It's a doable goal, and I believe we'll get there.
So you think the seventh, the eighth inning, or late innings? What inning are you talking about?
How about the bottom of the sixth?
The bottom of the sixth. Yeah, I don't know. Ask Floridians. Do you all think it's the bottom of the sixth? Is that how you're living your life right now? It's the bottom of the sixth in the vid. We're a year and a half into the vid, and it's only the bottom of the sixth. It's sure starting to feel like, if we can stretch this thing out to 2022, man, can you imagine the things that we can tweak and do during an election season again? Are you serious? Go ahead, Gabe.
Yeah, I was going to say the bottom of the sixth inning, too.
Gabe, go. Come on, Gabe. Come on. Come on. Wait a minute. Hold on a second. You know what I need now? Oh, man. Hold on a second. You know what we need? Hold on a second. Did he hang up? No. Hold on.
No, I'm sorry.
You know what you need now. You know what you're going to get.
Come on, man. Come on, man. I mean, come on.
Come on.
Come on, man. But my question is, are we playing American baseball or are we playing Fauci baseball?
No, we're playing. No, Gabe, we're playing Canadian baseball. Canadian baseball, the field is twice as big, and the home runs are actually 1,200 feet away. So you don't have a whole lot of them. Canadian baseball is all messed up. It's just an absolute disaster what they've done to the game of baseball, and even healthcare, you might say. But that's a whole lot. Or even liberty and freedom there in Canada. Sorry, what?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Hey, as long as they don't go back in innings and redo innings. We'll be all right.
I don't know. Maybe the Fauci might say, listen, we were in the sixth inning. We're in the bottom of the sixth, but I know it's July of 2022, but man, it feels like the top of the fourth again. Yeah, I'm not, I wouldn't, I don't know. All right, Gabe, listen, try to have a good day, okay?
You too, bud. Appreciate it.
Okay, appreciate you. Yeah. Boy, there's so much to unpack. Number one, wouldn't it be nice to hear a little positive news about the vid? Wouldn't it be nice to hear more? I mean, people are saying the positive news is out there, Drew. Look at the vaccines. More and more vaccines. More and more people are being vaccinated. Can we hear more about the cases and deaths and more about the hospitalizations and where those numbers are and where they're going in this country? Can we hear a bit more about some of the positive things up to this point about that? No, we can't. We can't even have a partial discussion of that. It's just, yeah, I know it's crazy. It just feels like, but what we're going to do is we're going to vaccinate 12 to 15-year-olds. When we know that under the age of 17, and I'm not minimizing this, but again, information is key. Facts are important, not your facts, but the facts, not your truth, but the truth. You know, when we realize that 277 kids under the age of 17, and as horrible as that is, died due to COVID-19 complications, 277 in a country of 300 million plus. And now we're talking about vaccinating the 12 to 15s. I get questions. Just have some. Tammy said Fauci ball. It's like Moneyball, except it's Fauci ball. No, you don't like the idea. See, I think if Fauci had we got to go. Go ahead. We got to do Drew's College. But if Fauci had his own ball game, if there was Fauci ball, you do realize that every ball would have his face on it. You realize that, right? Every stadium would have a giant Fauci head. You realize that if somebody hit a home run, a giant Fauci head would come from behind the...
Got to say no to the tone.
Say
Mr.
no to...
Tony.
Say no to the Tony?
Say no to the tone? No?
Absolutely not, because I have no idea what you're talking about.
His name's Tony. We got to call him Tony. We got to stop calling him Dr. Fauci. His name's Tony.
Wow, okay. I should be more respectful to him. Is that what you're suggesting?
No, less respectful. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, no. Let's be respectful to everybody. It's all about respect. The kids are listening right now. It's Drew's College of Political Knowledge. 4 questions on politics. The more you get right, the higher the degree. We'll see if you earn a PhD. Call in number 9 right now at 239-479-5592. Plays and wins a $50 gift card to Naples Soap Company. 6 area locations around Southwest Florida. What an amazing place to get gifts for Mother's Day. Or for you. Now. Stay break 92.5 Fox News. Let's go to weather, traffic. Sabrina Katz has it.
A crash in Collier at Charlotte Street in Newmarket is slowing traffic on Newmarket for about a quarter mile. Also, a crash at the intersection of Metro and Danley in Fort Myers, which is in front of the Chicos, is causing off and on delays heading southbound. So for the crash-free option that's still up to speed, stick to Plantation Road. If you're heading out of the Cape, no surprise here. We are backed up on that Midpoint Bridge into Fort Myers, but still a smooth commute on the Cape Bridge. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
And good morning, Southwest Florida. We're starting off this morning in the 70s out there with lots of sun, but heading into this afternoon, the heat is on. We're right back up into the 90s out there with the potential for a couple of isolated showers and storms later in the evening. I'm Wink News meteorologist Dylan Federico.
This is Drew Steele on 92.5 Fox News.
Celebrate mom with diamond stud earrings from Jason and Todd at the Diamond District. Half-carat total diamond weights, $3.95. 1-carat total diamond weights, just $9.85. And beautiful 2-carat total diamond weight stud earrings, only $39.85. At the Diamond District.
Is foot pain making your life miserable? The Good Feet store specializes in foot pain relief. Call 552-FEET or visit us at the Good Feet store in Naples or our newest location in Fort Myers. Or stop in for a free personalized arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
Dial star 2020. Friends, I care.
Trey Radel, your host of The Drive here. Cataract surgery these days is so radically different, it's amazing. France Eye Care is offering what's called a lifestyle lens. It's called that for a reason. Maybe you need vision correction for near, far, in-between distances. Maybe night driving is your issue. Well, maybe you need an extended depth of focus, or even the ability to adjust the power of your lens after cataract surgery. That's how amazing this is. Do not leave something as important as your vision to the rookies. Trust Dr. Jonathan France and his team of expert surgeons at France Eye Care to guide you through the process of choosing the right solution for your eyes. Give them a call today. Just dial *2020 on your mobile or give them a shout at 239-418 0999.
Friends I Care.
You probably know Lusk, Dre Sites, and Talisano for car accidents and other personal injury matters. But did you know they have attorneys who specialize in many other areas of the law? Whether you're in need of creating or updating your will and testament, or need advice about divorce or child custody, they have an attorney for you. And unlike the all-too-familiar competitors, at Lusk, Dre Sites, and Talisano, you'll be meeting directly with the attorney handling your matter, not some coordinator or case manager looking to increase their numbers. Lusk, Dre Sites, and Talisano. They've been serving you for over 35 years. Have a family law question? Are you seeking a divorce or have child custody issues you need resolved? Do you need assistance with dividing property? At Lusk, Dre Sites, and Talisano, their attorneys can walk you through this difficult process as the needed advocate to protect your legal rights. They've been here for you in the past, they're here today, and will be here for you tomorrow. LDTlaw.com. Offices Cape Coral, Fort Myers, Naples.
At FPL, we're always looking the future straight in the eye. When the future said cut back on foreign oil, we made way for clean, American-made natural gas. And when the future said we need more clean energy, we said, how about 30 million solar panels by 2030? And when it said we need zero carbon emissions, we said, okay, how about green hydrogen? That's energy made from water. We're planning, preparing, and investing because Florida deserves an energy future we can depend on. See how at fpl.com/value.
Drew's College of Political Knowledge is presented by France Eye Care. Better vision, better life.
Attention, class. It's time for Drew's College of Political Knowledge.
It's Drew's College.
All right, let's go to Martin in Bonita. Hello, Martin in Bonita.
Morning, Drew.
Hey, it's Drew's College of Political Knowledge. 4 questions on politics. The more you get right, the higher the degree. We'll see if you earn a PhD. Your associate degree question starts right now. Hey, Martin, how old do you have to be, the citizens have to be to vote?
18.
That's correct, sir. All right, and associates, we'll see if you get a bachelor's degree on this question. How many Supreme Court justices are there?
Presently, 9.
That is correct, sir. Can you name the Supreme Court justice? The chief Supreme Court justice, the chief justice.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, what the heck's his name?
Chief Justice.
It's Chief Justice Warren.
No, it's Roberts, John Roberts.
Roberts, I couldn't, there's a blank.
That's, you know what? There's a joke behind that. Never mind. All right, well, let's see if you get a master's degree on this question. George Washington was the first president of the United States. John Adams was the second. Who was the third?
The great Thomas Jefferson.
Correct, sir! All right, congratulations. You got some kind of degree. I got confused there as to what it is. I think it's a master's. You're the smartest person on your phone. You should be proud of that. And you got a $50 gift certificate to Naples Soap Company. You know, Mother's Day this weekend, thoughtful gifts, maybe even for you. 6 great locations. They've got everything you need and so much more. It's just a great place to shop. So a $50 gift card to Naples Soap is yours. Congratulations.
Thank you, Drew.
Back at you. Stay right there. Don't move. Well, you can move around. Stretch a little bit, whatever you have to do. Coming up, we'll get to more of your calls. Also, Jordan Peterson's comments. The powerful message on the importance of truth. If you missed it, we're going to play it. Coming up.
This is Daybreak. 92.5 Fox News. 92.5 WFSX Estero. It's 8 o'clock on Southwest Florida's news and talk station, 92.5 Fox News.
Will he get his friends back? I'm Chris Foster, Fox News. A decision is expected this morning about whether former President Trump should be allowed back on social media. It'll come from Facebook's Independent Oversight Board. Fox's Tanya J. Powers.
His Facebook and Instagram accounts were indefinitely suspended the day after the January 6th Capitol riot, with Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg citing the former president's decision to, quote, use his platform to condone rather than condemn the actions of his supporters. The Oversight Board was formed just before the 2020 election as an independent review body. The board was originally set to make its ruling in April, but due to the overwhelming 9,000 public comments on the matter, it was delayed.
Twitter's Trump ban was announced as permanent. A small plane has crashed into a house in Hattiesburg, Mississippi. Police initially said 2 people were killed, now it's 4. They've not said how many were in the plane or killed on the ground. A police officer is shot in Nashville, Tennessee.
Officers were sent to a home where a caller had told 911 a man had already shot one person and was threatening others. It was a lie.
This was a ruse or a setup to get the police to come to the house. And as soon as the officers knocked on the door was opened, and they came under fire.
Nashville police spokesman Don Aaron says Officer Brian Sherman was shot and wounded. He's since been released from the hospital. But the gunman, identified as 22-year-old Salman Mohammed, didn't make it.
Mohammed put the rifle to his head, pulled the trigger, and he is dead in his driveway from a self-inflicted gunshot wound.
None of the Nashville police officers fired their weapons. Jack Callahan, Fox News.
After a lot of rain in parts of the South the last few days, the National Weather Service declares a flash flood emergency in parts of Alabama, including Birmingham.
Intense flooding has washed out many of the major roads. The storm's already blamed for at least 3 deaths this week and numerous injuries. More than 350,000 customers remain without power from Texas to Maryland.
Fox's Marianne Rafferty. America's listening to Fox News.
A crash in Immokalee at the intersection of Newmarket Road and Charlotte Street is slowing traffic at this intersection. If you are heading this way, limited visibility due to fog, so make sure to really watch that following distance. We also have a crash at Metro in Danley, still delaying traffic southbound on Metro, which is just near that Chico's. Stick to Plantation if you want the crash-free option. A place to really avoid right now is the Daniels Extension coming out of Lehigh Acres towards Gateway Boulevard. Parts of the Daniels Extension at a standstill. Stick to Colonial Boulevard. That trip to the minute traffic, I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now. A crash in Collier at Charlotte Street in Newmarket is slowing traffic on Newmarket for about a quarter mile. Also a crash at the intersection of Metro and Danley and
Wink Weather Authority.
And good morning, Southwest Florida. We're starting.
Wink Weather Authority.
And good morning, Southwest Florida. We're starting off the day in the 70s with lots of humidity out there, but heading into this afternoon, right back up into those 90s out there. And when you factor in the humidity, going to feel like the triple digits out there. Otherwise, expect a mix of sun and clouds with the potential for an isolated shower or storm later on in the day. I'm WIC News meteorologist Dylan Federico.
92.5 Fox News, making Southwest Florida great every day. 92.5 Fox News.
Called a volume discount. Hi, this is Earl Ron, president of New South Window, and we would like to make and install your windows. New South offers volume discounts for homeowners. The more you buy, the more you save. Our discounts start at the 4th window, and from there, the savings grow. New South can do this because we own our factory, and that's the power of Factory Direct. Award-winning, energy-efficient windows that will save you money and protect your home. Our windows are made in Florida, for Florida homes, by Florida workers, and we guarantee them for life. Visit us at newsouthwindow.com.
The real estate market is really hot right now. But for how long? I'm Anthony Gomes from GomesMovesHomes.com. You've heard Drew Steele talk about me on his show. If you're thinking about selling your home for a premium price, now is the time. You can sell over market value without doing repairs, letting strangers in your home, and you pick the closing date. Learn how for free. No pressure, no obligation. Go to GomesMovesHomes.com. GomesMovesHomes.com.
Hello, I'm a unicorn. Yes, one of those. Everyone's trying to find me, but most can't, unless they're ZipRecruiter. If you've hired before, you understand it's quite hard to find a unicorn. You know, someone who's perfect for your role, but somehow ZipRecruiter manages to do it fast. Talk about magical. And right now, you can go to ZipRecruiter.com/trial to try it for free. ZipRecruiter's technology finds candidates with the right experience, like me, and actively invites them to apply to your job. ZipRecruiter knows you want more than just great resumes. You want brilliant people who can help your business shine. That's why they make hiring these people easy. But I'm just a majestic unicorn. Don't take my word for it. Listen to him.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/trial. That's ZipRecruiter.com/trial. ZipRecruiter.com/trial.
At Mr. Sparky, we're America's on-time electrician. We all count on our home's electrical outlets to provide us the power we need when we need it. But sometimes an overloaded circuit can lead to a blown outlet. So leave it to the pros at Mr. Sparky. We'll get it done right and get it done safely. Call now for $77 off any repair.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Limitations and restrictions may apply. Independently owned and operated. Licensed in the respective state or county.
Hey, Aaron Walker here from Naples Nissan with some good news from the factory. We've just been authorized to add all brands to the list of vehicles eligible for our trade-in offer. Yep, literally all brands qualify now. So if your 9-year-old Beamer just hit 100,000 miles, don't cry. Stop paying for expensive repairs and premium gas for that old gas-guzzling luxury brand you're driving. As long as it's a 2012 or newer with less than 120,000 miles on it, bring it to Naples Nissan to get the full original base MSRP for it so you can drive home in a brand new, fuel-efficient Nissan today. Whatever your trade-in was worth when it was brand new, even if you didn't buy it new, regardless of where you bought it from, and regardless of what brand it is, that's what we'll give you for it. Get full details at NaplesNissan.com. Offers on select models with approved credit and cannot be combined.
I trust Rock Solid.
I trust Rock Solid.
I trust Rock Solid.
I'm an interior designer and I trust Rock Solid.
If you're looking for just the right countertops for your home, the choice is simple. Rock Solid.
I'm a contractor and I trust Rock Solid.
I trust Rock Solid.
I trust Rock Solid.
See why homeowners and contractors choose Rock Solid for the finest countertops. Now with our newly expanded showroom, making your home improvement experience even better.
Rock Solid in the Pink Building, 2240 J&C Boulevard, Naples. Rock Solid. We don't stop at just countertops.
Hello, Floridians. Today is a good day. Today is a good day to stay comfortable. Today is a good day to have your AC worries taken away. And it's a good day to get service backed by over 50 years of AC excellence.
Oh, yes.
So if you're having AC issues, get a new Carrier system and save up to $2,000 in rebates, plus 6 months no payments. And Florida Cool Today will help you get the best from today.
Call today, cool today, FloridaCoolToday.com.
Carrier, turn to the experts.
From 92.5 Fox News.
It's the stuff Southwest Florida is talking about.
It's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live in Southwest Florida. Drew Steele.
Well, good morning, Southwest Florida. Glad you're here. 239-479-5592. There's the talk and text line. We stream live. DrewSteele.com is the website. Steele has 3 E's if you want to watch. Facebook at Drew Steele Radio. That's fine as well. We appreciate that. So the president, apparently, the former president of the United States, I keep saying president. I know we can hope, we can wish, we can believe, we can think. No, unfortunately, we have...
we choose truth over facts.
Yeah, we got that guy. From the desk of Donald J. Trump, the first phase of Trump's new social media project. Is that what we're witnessing? Red State reported on this yesterday. Did you know there's a new webpage at DonaldJTrump.com, the website of the former president, that they are now having the president communicate with the website. So if you go to DonaldJTrump.com/desk, is that what it is? When you go to the website, now you see it's a one-way platform set up right now. So obviously being banned from Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and all these other places, although they're going to review this now. I don't know. How do you think that's going to go? Do you think Facebook is going to reinstate the former president? Knowing what we know? President Trump's website is a great resource to find his latest statements and highlights from his first term in office, but it's not a new social media platform. That's what Jason Miller told Fox News. We'll have additional information coming on that front in the very near future. So who knows? Maybe there will be a new app or something, social media platform. But for the time being, he's got now the website that you go to, DonaldJTrump.com. And right there, I guess is it desk? Is that where it's at? And if you go, you'll see all these kind of it's like tweeting. And then you have the opportunity to retweet what he's writing. So you're going to sign up? You're going to go? Have you gone yet to communicate or hear the communication? It's one way right now, but interesting that he's come out with that now on the heels of today. We'll find out soon whether or not there'll be some reinstatements on some other social media sites. It is amazing how it just continues to feel like there are people, businesses that just don't want the former president to speak, to get the word out. Although he did tease that 2024 is going to be pretty big, a big announcement, right? Didn't he say, I guess he was teasing that supporters will be, quote unquote, very happy with his decision on whether to run in the 24 White House race. And it's early, but I think people are going to be very happy when he makes a certain announcement. So that is a little bit of a tease that's out there, and we'll see how it goes. So just keeping an eye on that story. But, you know, it's something when you see and hear about stories that have to do with the president, the former President Trump, and his communications. Even Fox News National, as I'm listening to the headline about this and the possibility that Facebook may reinstate him there on the platform. We're constantly hearing and being told that, you know, it's the problem that they had with the communication with the insurrectionists on January 6th and his supporters and calling them to storm the White, which he never did. And that narrative still continues. And even that Fox News National would even bring that up. I don't understand it. Why we're continuing to do this. It was not an insurrection on January 6th where we know that more and more each and every day as more information comes out about what is and isn't the realities of that day. I know you can't say that. I know. I probably right now there are probably I'm probably being shut down on different social media outlets as we speak. Sorry, but there are still some questions about election integrity when it comes to 2020 and making sure we fix that. When we say things like Dr. Fauci keeps bringing up, we're in the bottom of the sixth right now when it comes to the vid, but listen, it's not over and can't really define when it's going to be. Do you really feel like it's the bottom of the sixth? Do you really feel it's like that, or do you think it's we are already out of the clubhouse and we're on the bus getting ready for the next game? There's a lot of people that feel that way. But man, you can't help but believe that as we start to drag out more and more of these stories about the bottom of the sixth and the vid and the numbers, and we got to be careful. But when we see the actual numbers and the statistics and the data and the science, we come to realize a lot of things, like when it comes to getting kids back in school on a national basis and masks in schools and districts who continue these mask mandates for kids and how awful that is. And the science would not tell us that that is a wise decision, but yet we're still doing all of these things that when we hear these stories, one of the overarching issues is the truth, the facts. We can't even have that discussion anymore. We can't even, well, we do. But the left in this country doesn't want to have it. The media doesn't want to go there. They want to have their truth, not the truth. They don't want to speak to what really is going on right now. And if it goes against the narrative, they're out. They're out of the discussion when they need to be in. And I was talking to somebody yesterday about Jordan Peterson, one of the great intellects of our time. And Jordan Peterson, who has been talking about truth, a powerful message that he gave on the importance of truth. It does matter. And even how he in Canada has been standing up to a lot of the issues that are happening there. It wasn't too long after people said, be careful, because if you don't speak to somebody and use their proper pronouns, that soon you may have a government come along and arrest you for not using the proper pronouns to an individual, where some would say, that's ridiculous. You're not going to go to jail because you didn't use the proper pronoun. That is outrageous. How could you say that? Until you find out that in Canada, it actually happened. A dad who refused to use the proper pronoun for a daughter turned out to call the authorities, and he's in jail for not using a proper pronoun. So please don't tell us, spare us this notion that there's slippery slopes that don't exist. You keep talking about slippery slopes. Put your tinfoil hat back on. It's got to stop. I'm saying your side of it, because we understand slippery slopes. We know how this works. We see it. We witness it. And so when people are frustrated, for example, in school districts, you can name a few, that may want to go to proper gender terms for students, and they have an Equality Florida issue there on a poster that says, these are the things that we're going to do as part of this district in a code of conduct. And one of them is using the proper pronouns for transgender individuals in the schools. Well, the question becomes, what happens if you don't? And how far this will go as a society? Not necessarily in the district, but in the future, and a not too far distant future. How far does this go? And if we have witness to how far people are willing to take it, then don't tell us that it doesn't exist. I wish I could find this audio, and I know that right now in this moment, as I need it, I won't be able to find it, of course. But I was having the conversation with Jake off the air a little earlier. And, okay, here you go. You ready? Perfect example. Please don't tell us that we're not going to have an issue with a government who comes along and spends trillions of dollars. And then we're going to give people more and more welfare, more and more money, more and more benefits, more and more stimmies. And that's going to stop people from going to work. That'll never happen until it did, until it's happening now. And Jake has been talking about this. And we talked off the air just a little while ago, right, Jake, about the fact that how many people do you know right now that will not go to work? They'll sit it out. The top of the news early on this morning on Fox News National was talking about how there were people who, employees that they were talking about, or people that are not working right now, thinking that they're probably not going to go back to work until the end of the year. And one of the reasons why is because they're still afraid of the vid. Well, is that the fifth reason why? Or is it the first reason why? Because I can tell you, it seems like the first reason why people are not going back to work right now in certain businesses and certain industries, and the reason why businesses can't hire is because they don't need to, because the government's paying them enough in benefits to be able to stay home. It's not even worth it to them. They don't feel like they want to do it. It's happening. It's real. It's not imagined. When Nancy Pelosi, not too long ago, and you go back in time in the Wayback Machine.
I want to go back to that $600 and people staying home. Hoyer also said that there is an argument to be made that the additional $600 in federal assistance is, as some Republicans have argued, a disincentive for some to go back to work. Do you think there is any validity to that?
No, I have the statistics. Since then, we have seen the statistics from Yale University and the rest. Overwhelmingly, this is making a difference. It's keeping people out of poverty. And actually, with all due respect, you are talking about statements that Leader Hoyer made that he has elaborated on since then.
Yeah, okay. So Nancy Pelosi, no, there's no concern that if we give them more money, $600 in these benefits and more money, that they're not going to take jobs. No, there's no evidence of that. I mean, people at Yale have told us that that's not the case. Until we find out that when you actually get into the real world, yeah, that's exactly the case. So again, it goes back to, the truth. The facts matter. The truth and the reality of life matters. We witness this. You got to stop gaslighting us. You got to stop doing it. We're continuously gaslighted. We're continuously told by people, not the truth, not the facts, but gaslighting. Another example of gaslighting. You got to stop, Jen Psaki. You got to stop.
I'll circle back.
You got to stop circling back and telling everybody that the reason why there's a crisis on the border is because of Donald Trump. No, I'm not kidding.
After 4 years of an immigration system rooted in destructive and chaotic policies, President Biden is taking the challenge head on and is building a fair, orderly, and humane immigration system. That's our objective. After coming into office, our administration immediately jumped into action to address the influx of migrants at the border, something that began during and was exacerbated by the Trump administration.
Yeah, you got to stop. You got to stop gaslighting this whole idea that it was Trump's fault that there's a problem at the border. You keep saying it and saying it and saying it. It's total Alinsky-type tactics. You keep saying it and gaslighting and continue to talk about it to the media. It's like, I guess it really is Trump's fault. And then people are walking down the street. It's Trump's fault. It's really not Biden's fault. It's not the policies right now. It doesn't matter that there are tens of thousands of people that are wearing shirts that say Biden let us in, that are coming from places south of the border. Where did they come up with these T-shirts? Are there print shops on the way that they're like, hey, this sounds sounds like a great idea. Let's pick up a shirt while we're on the way. I left Guatemala and all I got was this lousy T-shirt. Is that what you're trying to suggest to us? Don't do it. Stop it. They won't because it works. And it only works if you let it. And it takes us back to Jordan Peterson and the truth. And this is important. And it's long. It's 2 minutes long, but it's an important 2 minutes to hear. It's Jordan Peterson who is talking about how you have power in the truth. It gives you a power that nothing else can. If you are moored in the truth, if that's where your moorings are, and your foundation is in the truth, you win. You win every time. And this is an important message, and I want you to listen to this. I know it's a little long. It's like 2 minutes, but I want you to listen to the whole thing.
You make your decisions in life, and I decided when I was very young, I'm in my mid-20s, that I was going to say what I believed and see what happened. I talked to you earlier in the talk about adventure, about the adventure of truth, and I don't think I'm happy about what has happened, and I certainly have dragged my family through their fair share of, both hell and also incomprehensible opportunity. It's expanded our lives in both directions to a tremendous degree. But it's certainly been an adventure. It's not been dull. And I don't believe that it was a mistake. Whatever happens as a consequence of telling the truth is the best thing that can happen. It doesn't really matter how it looks to you at the moment, or maybe even across the years. Because you have to, it's an article of faith in some sense. Do you believe that reality is better constituted as a consequence of truth or falsity? If you believe that reality is best constituted as a consequence of truth, then you have a responsibility to speak the truth. And you can't assess the consequences and say, well, that was a mistake, because part of the decision that reality is best constituted as a consequence of the truth is the decision that no matter what happens is the best if it's a consequence of telling the truth. And so that's what I conclude. It's like, this is what happened because I said what I had to say as clearly as I could say it. And that's as good as it could be. Now, whether or not that's good, well, it's good compared to all possible alternatives, all possible realistic alternatives. That's an article of faith as far as I'm concerned. Our culture is predicated on the idea that truth in speech is of divine significance. It's the fundamental presupposition of our culture. Well, if you believe that, then you act it out. And you take the consequences. You're going to take the consequences one way or another, So, you want the truth on your side? Or do you want to hide behind falsehoods?
That was Jordan Peterson on Tucker Carlson today, and he's right. Take the consequences, but tell the truth. And ultimately, when you make your decisions based on that, you're always right and you always have power. And anyone who would give you and you in life, and if you would have a consequence because of that, is wrong. And isn't that worth it? To be right because what you're doing is based in truth. It's such a powerful message. And when we have, I wish I could have got into this story more. When we have stories of CEOs who, because of political activism in business, have had to apologize for things that they said that have to do with the importance of their business. This story about this company, Basecamp, and I don't know if you heard about this. This Basecamp CEO got his remote workforce together on Zoom and says, listen, he got together with the company and he said, look, there's too many distractions in the workplace. You had somebody who came in who volunteered to do diversity in the company. Said there's nobody in here in charge of diversity in this company, and I would like to volunteer to do it. And so the employees decided that, we're going to have somebody that's going to do this. And the owner sits back. This is the diversity individual comes in, starts to look at all of these things, doesn't like the fact that there was this practice of something that was put out there. They were making funny names for customers and And nothing horrible. It was just the kind of thing that you would do as a kid, or just kind of having fun internally. It's not that big a deal. But no, there were some people that were insulted by these names, and then other things that they felt were not diverse enough. And all of a sudden, all the workplace becomes distracted by all of these things that are going on. And the CEO says, and this is really like an abbreviated version, but the CEO says, hey, listen, I just want to let everybody know, let's keep this out of the workplace because it's disrupting our business and our workflow, and we're concentrating too much on this, and we're not getting the work done that we need to do. And listen, if you have a problem with this, then listen, we got a great severance package, and have a nice day. And a third of them quit. A third of them quit. Because they felt like this was an outrage. This is somebody that doesn't care about diversity in the workplace. This is somebody who is, I don't know, an IST or an OB, a fill in the blank. And so the CEO ended up having to apologize. Said he was sorry, and boy, this didn't serve us well. And no, that's got to stop. He should not have apologized for this. If you don't understand what he was saying and talking about, then maybe you shouldn't work there. You go work someplace else. You got a nice severance package, but in the meantime, what ends up happening? He gets pressure from outside. The Verge writes a big article on this, so it's out there now, and he's named, and under pressure says, I'm so sorry. That has to stop. If that's what he feels like, if his business is being disrupted by this, he needs to stand by that. Because it's true. It's the truth. It's exactly what's happening in the workplace. Stand by that truth. And look, in the micro, this is about you as well, doing the same thing. How do you fight back against this? Well, you certainly make sure...
This is 90.
Sorry. You certainly make sure that there are no pressures in the things that you do each and every day. In your life. Outside forces that don't understand or are not following the truth. They're following theirs. All right. Sorry about that, Jake. I know we got to go. Jake was like, all right, let's go. It's Daybreak 92.5 Fox News, right all along.
92.5 Fox News. More delightful than driving a convertible Bentley while wearing mink underpants. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Like the best superheroes, she's not one for the limelight. No, this superhero shines in shadow, playing the mild-mannered mom, playing down her daily miracles. You know her for the hero she is. And if this year's the year you thank her big, do it with a more thoughtful, more efficient, and organized home space with help from the master designers at Closet Factory. A space to create even better miracles and the perfect place to hang her cape at the end of the day. Find out how at closetfactory.com.
When was the last time you checked in on your insurance? Give CIG a chance to review your current coverage and find you better rates. Hi, this is Brian Chapman at Chapman Insurance Group. My team and I are dedicated to finding you the best suited coverage at the best rates. Give us an opportunity to quote your home, auto, business, or flood policy. I'm confident we can save you money for the same or better coverage. Qualified agents are standing by. Visit CIGFlorida.com or call an office near you today. Naples, Fort Myers, Cape Coral, Port Charlotte, and Punta Gorda. CIGFlorida.com.
True relief for back and neck pain. Are you driving down the road right now with back or neck pain or pain into your arms or legs? Maybe your struggle is getting out of your bed or chair. Maybe you get weakness when you put weight on your leg or swing your golf club. It's time you address this problem once and for all. At Johnston Spinal Care 596 Back, these are the conditions that we treat every day, except we treat the root of the problem. No injections or pain meds. Non-surgical spinal decompression, recognized around the country for incredible statistical results for long-term pain relief. Break the cycle of pain from sciatica, stenosis, neuropathy, arthritis, or car accidents. Non-surgical spinal decompression can get your life back. Spinal decompression is safe and comfortable for any age and doesn't involve any hanging upside down. Don't hurt anymore when the answer is only a phone call away. Call our Medicare-friendly office, Johnston Spinal Care, for a free telephone consultation. 596-BACK. 596-BACK. That's 596-2225.
With more than 50% of men experiencing some form of ED in their lifetime, you are not alone. And there's good news. Erectile dysfunction is a condition that you do not need to accept. Men's Health Innovations offer proven and advanced solutions to treat ED, PE, low T, and other health issues. With customized treatment options to ensure you regain your youthful energy and your confidence in the bedroom. Best of all, you'll be seeing a respected local doctor who will offer you a safe, customized approach to fit your needs. No other medical clinic offers our expertise and has many options to treat you. There is no reason to be stuck at home with nothing to do in the bedroom. Don't wait any longer. Call the doctors at Men's Health Innovations today and get your youthful self back in just one office visit. Call now. Appointments fill fast. 239-990-8070. That's 239-990-8070. Call now. 239-990-8070 and make 2021 your best year.
This is State Representative Spencer Roach with an update from our final week of the legislative session. We fulfilled our constitutional obligation to pass a balanced budget, which includes almost $200 million in tax cuts and increased the state's rainy day fund, all while prioritizing education, water quality, and public safety. We passed the largest school choice bill in Florida's history, allowing parents funding mechanisms to remove their kids from corrupt public school systems. We also put an end to biological males competing in women's sports at both the high school and collegiate levels. That bill is sitting on the governor's desk right now. We passed a sweeping elections reform to guard against the fraud and election irregularities that we saw across the country last year. This is State Representative Spencer Roach, and I'm glad to be back home in Lee County. Stay tuned for more detailed updates in the coming weeks, and stay engaged because this is your government and we work for you. Sponsored by Friends of Spencer Roach, Post Office Box 3179, North Fort Myers, Florida, 33918.
Nothing runs like a... I need something I can depend on. I need a Kubota.
At Florida Coast Equipment, we have equipment you can depend on. We have the best deals in town for Kubota tractors, mowers, utility vehicles, and Kubota construction equipment. Our family has been Florida's premier Kubota dealership for over 30 years. Whether you're buying, renting, or simply need your Kubota service, come on over to Florida Coast Equipment in Naples. Equipment you can depend on at a price you'll love. Florida Coast Equipment, we've got you covered.
After a car accident, you can feel like you've lost control. I'm Glenn Levine from the law offices of Anajar and Levine. Our team can help you understand your legal options after an accident. We will file your claim and fight for the full compensation you deserve. If you've been involved in a car accident, call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733 for a free consultation. And take back control of your life.
Offices Fort Myers and Naples.
This update is presented by Stevie Tomato's Sports Page in Fort Myers, Cape Coral, and Naples.
Wink News, traffic.
The crash on Metro is slowing traffic. This is in front of the Chico's near Danley Drive. 1.5 miles of a slowdown. South of Colonial, avoid Metro, just to Plantation. We also have a crash that finally cleared on the interstate at mile marker 123. This was delaying traffic. Traffic is really working its way back up to speed. If you're heading south of Vallejo, I-75 is becoming a better option. Also, call your commuters. Still seeing that slowdown on Immokalee Road, of course, getting onto the interstate. And fog in Immokalee. Make sure to watch that following distance as you're commuting this morning. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
And good morning, Southwest Florida. We're starting off the day in the 70s with lots of humidity out there, but heading into this afternoon, right back up into those 90s out there. And when you factor in the humidity, you're going to feel like the triple digits out there. Otherwise, expect a mix of sun and clouds with the potential for an isolated shower or storm later on in the day. I'm WIC News meteorologist Dylan Federico.
It's not the Republican Party versus the Democrat Party.
Talking about what matters.
It's the Republican Party versus an organized crime syndicate.
92.5 Fox News.
Steven Tomatoes, Sports Page. Come for the food, Steve for the sports.
Hi, it's Big Al from Stevie Tomatoes. They say love and passion makes the world go round. Love for home, family, your country, partner, a friend, and love for food. Stevie wants to be part of your love with our food, drink, sports, and fun. Our passion for your satisfaction brings our love to all of our great customers. Whether it's our brisket short rib burgers, Chicago pizza, fajitas, wings, fish fry, or ribs, it's delivered to your table with love. So at Stevie's, we invite you to share our love of great food, drinks, sports, and fun. You'll never get bored or broke. We feel loved by the sound of our great customers. We promise to treat you like family at your home away from home. I guarantee it. For daily specials, go to StevieTomato.com. Stevie Tomato's sports page. Cape Coral, Fort Myers, and Naples. Come, come, come.
Stevie Tomatoes sports page. Come for the food. Stay for the sports.
Smart homeowners know that proper maintenance of their home's AC can save a bundle in the long run. Trust our comfort specialists at 1 Hour Air Conditioning and Heating to keep your AC running strong. A proactive tune-up can actually help your AC run more efficiently and save you money on your electric bill. Call 855-1-HOUR or visit onehourair.com.
Always on time or you don't pay a dime. Always on time or you don't pay a dime.
Independently owned and operated, licensed in their respective state or county.
Hey, it's Drew Steele. You know the real estate market's really hot right now, but for how long? Well, nobody really knows. If people don't catch up on their mortgage payments because of COVID, the market's going to get flooded with foreclosure inventory, and that's scary because your home's value could plummet. So if you thought about selling your home for a premium price, now's the time to do it. But you don't want to make any costly mistakes. That's why you need to get with Anthony Gomes from GomesMovesHomes.com. See, he's been buying, selling, brokering, and investing in real estate for over 20 years. Mistakes in real estate can cost you tens of thousands of dollars. Anthony wrote a book on how to sell homes, your home, and for the most money. And he wants to ship it to you for free. Just go to GomesMovesHomes.com and tell him where you want to send it. Inside, you'll gain 20 years of secrets from wealthy home sellers on how you can sell for a premium price without doing repairs, letting strangers go through your home, and you could pick the closing date. Go to GomesMovesHomes.com. Again, GomesMovesHomes.com.
Water, water everywhere. You can't swim in it. You can't stand drinking it. Heck, it's so bad it's on the news every day. Hi, I'm Rob Hill from Bob Hill Plumbing. We've invested over 66 years here in Naples, bringing you clean, drinkable water for your home or condo. We realize we can't fix the water problems everywhere, but we can definitely clean up the water inside your home. Our government does their best to deliver safe water for use. But wow, who wants chlorinated yellow water at every faucet? Let us install a Halo home filtration system and remove all the bad taste, color, and odor from your water. Halo removes 99% of all chlorine, ammonia, and all the bad-tasting chemicals in our municipal water system. Call Bob Hill Plumbing today and let us install a Halo water system in your home so you can once again enjoy clean, bottle-quality water at every faucet. Bob Hill Plumbing. Let me be your plumbing guy.
To schedule service, call Bob Hill Plumbing at 262-6119 or bobhillplumbing.com.
Hey, it's Drew Steele. Had a chance to visit A Locksmith, their showroom in North Naples. And Andrew is the owner. He is a fantastic guy. Get a chance to talk to him. He's a former police officer and an expert on home security. Maybe you have some needs like a safe, a Liberty safe. They are the only Liberty safe dealer in Collier County. And I don't know if you know, but A Locksmith is the oldest locksmith in Collier County and comes with a stellar reputation for professional quality and service. Their staff licensed, bonded, and insured and available. And 100% satisfaction is always guaranteed. Their employees are great. No contractors. They have all their employees there, and they are always professional, on time, serving Collier and Southern Lee counties. So if you're looking for your next Liberty safe, you want to go to A Locksmith. They have two Naples showroom, one in North Naples, across from Mercado, and one in the city of Naples, just north of Mooring Line Drive on US 41. Or if you want to find out more, visit alocksmithnaples.com.
Trust. It's the rock-solid foundation of Moran Wealth Management. Over 40 years ago, they began advising clients on ways to help meet their financial goals. 4 decades later, we've helped many reach their goals of providing for themselves, their families, and future generations. CEO Tom Moran has assembled an impressive team of professionals, each committed to the same core concept. Tom is recognized by Barron's as a Hall of Fame advisor. To be named a Hall of Fame advisor, the advisor has to have been ranked by Barron's consecutively for the last 10 years in any of their rankings. Let us earn your trust. Call 239-920-4440 or visit moranwm.com. Barron's rankings are based on data provided by thousands of advisors. Factors included in the rankings were assets under management, revenue produced for the firm, regulatory record, length of service, quality of practice, and client retention. Investment products and services are offered through Wells Fargo Advisors Financial Network, LLC, WFAFN, member SIPC. Moran Wealth Management is a separate entity from WFAFN.
This is Drew Steele on 92.5 Fox News.
All right, it's Dave Wright, 92.5 Fox News, 239-479-5592, the talk and text line, streaming live, drewsteele.com. That is the website if you want to watch. Also at Drew Steele Radio on Facebook. Maybe you want to comment on what we were talking about earlier, the 6-year-old in Clewiston at an elementary school getting paddled, and whether or not you believe that the paddling is a good idea or a bad idea these days. So we'll get into that coming up. I know a lot of people wanted to talk about that earlier, so we might want to bring that back up. All right, let's do this. Let's go to the top 5 audio clips first. Top 5 audio clips of the day. Here we go. It's a 5 at 8:35.
Drew's Top 5 at 8:35 is brought to you by Moran Wealth Management. Isn't it time to review your portfolio options? Go to moranwm.com.
Drew's 5 at 8:35.
Number 5.
Go ahead, Kristen. Thanks, Jen. I just want to give you a chance to respond to the accusations that the American Federation of Teachers, the country's second largest teachers union, influenced the CDC's guidelines on reopening schools. You had Republican Senator Tom Cotton saying that this is evidence of a politicized public health agency answering at the beck and call of the teachers union. So how does the White House respond?
Well, I would say first that's false. Let's take a step back and talk about how the CDC works. The CDC, it's actually long-standing best practice for the CDC to engage with organizations and groups that are going to be impacted by guidance and recommendations issued by the agency. It doesn't mean they are taking everything they want or even a percentage of what they want, but it's important to understand the implementation components. They do so to ensure that recommendations are feasible and that they adequately address the safety and well-being of the individuals the guidance is aimed to protect.
All right, I just got to stop right there. In case you're wondering, it's Jen Psaki being asked yesterday, did that happen? Did the teachers' unions change the CDC guidelines? They were getting ready to say kids should be back in schools, and all of a sudden the teachers' union comes along and says, no, that's not going to happen. Is that really what went down? And then the CDC changed their rules, and were the unions responsible for this? And then Jen Psaki answers the question by using verbatim the language from the teachers' unions there to try to say that no, it wasn't anti-science. That's not what was happening, the CDC. It was quite the contrary. By the way, let me read this from the teachers' union. Hold on, this just handed to me. What did you just do?
Number 4.
But now's not a time to declare victory. It's a time to get more and more people vaccinated. Just the way the president said today, we want to get to that goal. It's a doable goal, and I believe we'll get there.
So you think the 7th, the 8th inning, or late innings? What inning are you talking about?
How about the bottom of the 6th? Try that one.
All right, I'll go with the bottom of the 6th.
There you go. It's the Fauci who was on CNN yesterday saying, listen, if you're wondering where we are in this fight against the vid, don't worry about it, everybody. We're in the bottom of the 6th. I don't know. How many of you here in Florida thinking, yeah, it feels like it's the bottom of the 6th right now for us? Are you on board with that? I'm just going to say no.
Number 3.
Yes, you are, ma'am. Good morning.
And the speed limit is 40, and I was going 38, so why are you harassing me?
You're correct. I pulled you over because
you're a murderer.
Because
yes, I started to record because you're a murderer.
You can't zoom in on that for me,
No, because you're scaring me.
Oh,
you're threatening to kill me and my son.
I don't think so. You wait for me.
Yeah, that was audio from a video that you may have saw yesterday in San Diego. A San Diego deputy who had body cam video, a body cam, by the way, that he paid for himself because the department doesn't have body cam video of a stop of a teacher who comes out and in stopping this San Dimas, I guess is the county, San Dimas, and pulled her over because she was using her phone and texting while she was driving, pulls her over, and she calls him a murderer, goes on and continues to call him a murderer, says the child in the backseat of my car thinks you're a murderer as well. And oh, by the way, you're always going to be a Mexican. You'll never be white. And it's a good thing that he recorded this because an outrageous statement made by and so many things come up. The fact that she's a teacher and she's calling him out this way, and as an officer calling him a murderer for just pulling her over for texting. and driving, and that's a problem. And then the child in the back seat who's listening to all of this and is believing this. Do you see that there's a real issue here? And man, what an outrageous video from yesterday.
Number 2.
I'm going to repeat. We're going to make it easier than ever to get vaccinated. Visit vaccines.gov, or text your zip code to 438829.
Hey, I went to vaccine.gum and I texted my zip code there, and it said something about 9 out of 10 doctors recommending sugarless gum or something like that. It was a really weird. There's the president of the United States doing what he does best, the gaff machine, letting everybody know that everything's going well with vaccines. I have some new things that I'm thinking about. And oh, by the way, go to vaccine.gum and text, do the texty thing. Get next to your record player and get that phone off the wall and do the, he's the president. I can't say anymore.
Number 1.
What's your reaction to Charlie Crist announcing his run for governor, and can you commit to a run together?
I didn't realize, it was like, what party is he going to run in this time? I mean, he's lost as a Republican, Independent, Democrat. But, I looked up, he's voting with Nancy Pelosi 100% of the time in Congress. I thought, heck, maybe he gives the Green Party a chance. He's certainly voting that way, so we'll see what happens.
There's the governor of the great state of Florida, Ron DeSantis, on the announcement that Charlie Crist, third time's a charm, baby. He's going to run for governor once again, and he's like, hey, which party is he with this time?
Drew's 5 at 8:35.
Is it the Green Party? Is he bringing back the Whig Party? What's he doing, Charlie Crist?
Sorry, Charlie.
I don't think that Charlie's going to be doing much of anything. I don't even think he's going to be the nominee, quite honestly. It'll be Val Demings if she decides to run, no doubt about it. Unless, of course, Nikki Fried can continue to talk about marijuana, because that is such a big deal. If she keeps talking about marijuana, everybody knows that's how you win. Well, anyway, 239-479-5592. Yeah, and by the way, Charlie Crist, if you heard some of the audio from his announcement yesterday, and
I'm announcing today that I'm running for governor of Florida for a Florida for all.
Haven't you done this already before? It's going to be different this time because because DeSantis bad.
I don't think he represents what most Floridians want.
I think you're wrong about that. But he's going to continue that, and then of course there's going to be
how many lives would have been saved if Governor DeSantis had listened to the scientists and medical experts?
Right, we're going to go with that whole thing, and there's probably something about Publix in there and pay for play or something else, because you got to go with the narrative, right?
This is a governor who doesn't listen, who doesn't care, and doesn't think about you. Unless, of course, you can write him a campaign check.
See, he did that too. Hey, he's keeping with the narrative from the Dems, so that's kind of fun. And I love him. How's Charlie Crist going to win? Here's what he says. This is how he's going to do it. He doesn't have a whole lot of money, maybe not even a whole lot of support, but
we go door to door. We talk to people. We go to cookouts as long as the COVID is in the rearview mirror.
Got to go door to door and go to cookouts. You imagine doing a cookout. It's July 4th. You're doing a cookout. You're not wearing a mask. You're with family members because you believe in liberty and freedom. And all of a sudden, Charlie Crist comes in and says, "Hey, can I have a hot dog?"
Sorry, Charlie.
No. By the way, does anybody know what that's from? Sorry, Charlie. Why am I the only one? Why am I playing the audio and nobody has a clue what that's from? Why do I feel like I'm on an island? All right.
Sorry, Charlie.
I love that. Okay, 239-479-5592. I'm looking at the time. A lot of people wanted to comment on this. So we brought this up earlier. I wonder what you think as the story continues. The Clewiston Police Department, Department of Children and Families, confirming that they are investigating this incident that happened at Central Elementary School in Clewiston, where a principal was filmed paddling a 6-year-old, an incident captured on video. And, there's certainly more to the story. And it goes to specifically this child, the damage they did to a computer. Did the mom know or not know that this was about to happen? The language barrier that was there as well. A lot of questions about this specifically. The community, a few of them showing up at the school board meeting yesterday and saying, yeah, listen, this is what we want. We even though the district doesn't allow it, we believe that it's a good thing. We support the principal accused of paddling the student. So I guess I just asked the question about paddling students, what you think. 239-479-5592. What about that? What do you think? Do you believe that kids should be paddled? Do you think that's a good thing or a bad thing in schools? You know, we talked about earlier how some districts have absolutely no way are we paddling kids. The state, as far as I believe, is Florida statute is not definitive on not being able to do it. And so I wonder where you stand on the issue of paddling. I know a lot of people wanted to talk about this earlier, so we open the phones right now. Eric's in Naples, wanted to weigh in on this. Eric?
Good morning, Drew. How you doing?
I'm all right.
Okay. Well, first of all, I just want to let it be known out there, Joe Biden is not our president. He's illegitimate. But besides that, and he's an idiot. But anyway, so as far as paddling, I'm 61 years old. And when I was in grade school, I can remember my mom and my dad saying, if my son or my daughter gets out of hand, you have the right to spank them. But in today's society, you know, it's like, who do you trust anymore? I mean, what teachers do you trust? What principals do you trust? And when I saw that video, for God's sakes, that paddle that principal used was the size of a freaking cutting board.
Yeah, it was a pretty big paddle.
That was to the extreme, and I think she should. There should be consequences that follow her actions. No. And that's my piece.
All right. Well, I appreciate that, Eric in Naples. Dale's in Cape Coral wanted to comment. What do you think, Dale?
I always grew up knowing that if you spare the rod, you spoil the child, but you don't abuse them. You just get their attention.
Well, that ultimately becomes part of the issue, doesn't it? Where that line that gets crossed and what people believe is okay when it comes to corporal punishment and paddling and what is crossing the line. And in like Eric was saying, in today's society, can we even do this? Can we even go? And then it becomes the issue as well. And thanks for the call, Dale, of a couple of different things. Every situation is different. We don't know specifically about this. I mean, look, if you've been around 6-year-olds, you know how 6-year-olds act. Is this a belligerent 6-year-old? What was the situation? Is this something where the child has been a problem? Have you communicated with the parent before you decided to take corporal punishment or take this into your own hands? What about the parent and how are they doing it when it comes to parenting? Are you handing off the child to a government entity and saying, make this child better for me? So there's a lot of questions to be answered. All right, Greg had a very important announcement to make. Go ahead, Greg. He's in Naples.
Yeah, that was Sorry Charlie, the tuna commercial.
Sorry, Charlie.
Yeah, and like the other gentleman, I'm well into my 60s, and I went to a Catholic school in my youth, and the Mother Superior had the authority, based on permission from parents, to paddle. It was basically the extent of up to 3 whacks, depending on the offense. But I'll be honest with you, my concern wasn't the paddling. It's what I was going to get when I got home because they found out I had to be paddled.
Well, yeah, and to that point, I know two things come to mind. Number one is I always thought it was Knuckles that got hit. I didn't know it was like, I don't know what that meant. Was it Knuckles or was it Tush?
Well, the Knuckles was a yardstick in the past. Okay. They could wrap you on the hands. But if you did a real serious offense, something that they thought was consequential, they would call your parents and let them know. The parents would give permission for them to proceed with their protocol that was well established, and the parents were aware of it. But they always conferred with the parents. If they couldn't, then they would hold it off for a day.
Right. I was going to say, yeah, because that was the other question I was going to say is because many people are saying, well, if you were so worried about your parents finding out that you're about to be paddled, then shouldn't a call from the district to your parent saying, we're getting ready to paddle your kid?
No, but it's because
enough not even to do it.
Drew, it's because parents don't discipline their children anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, there are some. I mean, I'm not going to throw everybody in that bag, but there are too many young people today that have no concept of discipline. whether instilled by their parents or as a result of them making a conscious choice to be a disciplined person.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things wrong with society today.
Yeah.
It just runs amok.
Yeah, I know. And it's the only paddling that's going on in my home is me and my wife. And that's a whole other story. Okay. Sorry, it's a family show. I got to go. Okay, thanks. All right, hey, listen, don't forget Friday. First Fridays, we will be at Oaks Farm Seed to Table this Friday. This show will be live once again, 6 to 9 a.m. They open up an hour early so you can enjoy breakfast, grab a cup of coffee, hang out with us. We do the show live, corner of Livingston and Immokalee Road this Friday. It is our first Fridays at Oaks Farm Seed to Table. What a great place. We love Oaks Farm Seed to Table, and so does the community. And we'll be there 6 to 9 a.m. this Friday, broadcasting live once again. Let's find out how the remainder of the forecast is shaping up right now.
And good morning, Southwest Florida. We're starting off this morning in the 70s out there with lots of sun, but